Husey, you're a bum face. Can't believe you would say that. I just get bubble blasted there. I just get bubble blasted even though I was on a BRB screen. So, thank you for that, Flower Buffy. I tried to go live there just as you bubble blasted me so that you could get a wee bit of the blast. But it didn't work. It didn't work. Can you hear my voice over this muffled music? Is the music muffled? Is there a difference between this music and this music? That should have been, whoops. That should have been like full fat proper music, and then in here, music is muffled here. Brilliant. Goodness me, the bubble blasts have got a bit of a kick to them today. Bit of a kick to them today indeed. Where's my towel? Where's my bubble towel? 2 weeks. Seconds. Oh yeah, I thought that monitor just went off. I was like, what? 2 seconds, getting a bubble towel. How's it going? Hello, Terrible Client. Looking good, my man. Back at you. Thanks for subbing. Welcome in. And hello, Flower Buffet. How you doing? Thank you very much for subbing. Welcome in. How you doing? Bubble towel. This one's the bubble towel. The other one's down there, man. It's as stiff as a board. But this one's quite, do you know what I mean? Quite clean, because it's just like bubble stuff. But I tell you what, you don't want to get them mixed up. Oh my god. I was going to say egg on my face, but anyway. So how's it going? Scroobius Pip suggested yesterday that I put the chat down here. I don't think you can read it down there. It would be good to actually have it on the telly, but this telly's not working properly, and so this is a wee test. Look at this. Could everybody please keep your messages under it, and then it goes off here? Look at this. Look, I can't read it. So this won't be here on the next stream. But I thought I would just try out something different. Hello Bumface and hello Bumfaces. The reason for all my numbers and stuff at the start is because I was just trying this out. But look, my hand goes over it, so that's like a wee bit clever. Isn't that a wee bit clever? I think that's a wee bit clever. How yous doing? I hope everybody's well. So yesterday, right? Don't know if yous remember, but can you hear me over the music? Is that good? Because now that I'm here, I should end the music, and I've got a special button here, right, that doesn't just stop the music, but with that button pressed, there is now a thing that I've coded that looks at the title of the window of the music player, and as soon as that advances to the next track, it'll stop that from happening and it'll close the application. I wrote that myself. It's dead clever. Instead, because you don't just want to like end the music pure abruptly. You want it to like finish the track and then not start another track. So that's what that's going to do. And hands off, it's magic. Also, if you're into the music, it's my mate Paul that made the music, so you can listen to that at the address that's currently in the chat. Aye, so yesterday, right, don't know if you remember on stream, when I was speaking to you, I was just like a bit sweaty and stuff. I can't remember if that was the day stream or the night stream, because I have been doing, did a night stream yesterday, and I'll be doing more night streams, so make sure your notifications are on. But I wasn't feeling very good towards the end of it. I was all just like, so tried to get to sleep, went to bed, and I just had like bad toothache, and I was like, oh, like not quite right, hot and cold at the same time, just like, oh, no. You know when you get a wee bit ill and you kind of feel like a child again, you kind of feel a wee bit helpless? Did that track finish? No, the track's still on. It didn't start a second track, did it? Here, I think that started a new track. Did that start? That started a new track. Ah well, full thing's fucked. I'm just going to abruptly stop the music. Ah well. Ah well. Anyway, the vibe is, I couldn't get to sleep, so I stayed up, and I had really bad toothache. All this toothache was coming on. Toothache was going up into the back of my eye, and I'm just like, I'm no well, man. And I was feeling all like, and so I stayed up for ages, and like this tooth is fucking killing me. So I'm in the toilet, in the bathroom, trying to like, you know, mouthwash and get stuff clean and whatever. I mean, it's clean, it was just sore. And it gets worse and worse and worse. And I've got like a headache coming for it, and I sit down. And then, boom, vomiting everywhere. Blah! Wah! And then more. What? I know. It's not actual vomit, Freddie. I'm talking about last night. Bang, kept going. Bang, kept going. And I thought about B. Dolan, because B. Dolan has vomited in that toilet before. And I was like, oh, I B. Dolan. So he was sort of psychically keeping me company, right? So I was all just like, so I went for a shower to kind of just like warm myself up and stuff like that and just feel good again. Got out the shower, blah! Bah! So, oh God, what the hell's that, man? However, as soon as I stopped being spewing McGregor, the toothache went away. I'm like, ah, right. So because the toothache was away, I went to bed, went to sleep, all worked fine, everything's great. Woke up today, went to make breakfast, right? So Rachel bought us, she did the shopping, she bought us some, remember the Square Sausage brand that I really like? I haven't had them for a while. I won't say them here because you will find out why. I don't want to incriminate them or whatever. But I really like this Square Sausage brand. They're the brand that I phoned up, right? Remember on stream? So I ate them a couple of days ago, and I think it was them basically. So I ate them a few days ago. Tasted a bit different. They looked a bit different. I was just like, I've not had them in a while. Maybe they've like. Also, they're kind of like wanky, middle class square sausages. So they're supposed to be like, oh, it's like better quality of meat and stuff. They're a wee bit more expensive, but honestly, they taste good, man. So I haven't had them for ages. Rachel got them for me because I wasn't feeling well. She's like, oh, I got you a wee treat, got the nice sausages. I was like, oh, fucking cool, man. So I had two a couple of days ago. Didn't they like look the same? Didn't really taste the same. And I was like, no, I'm kind of feeling under the weather. They didn't really, not really tasting them. Ah, well. And then, so today, when I woke up after last night's bout of spewing, I still had two sausages left. We bought them 2 days ago. Been refrigerated, all of that. So I went to make them, opened them up, and they're all like hairy mold badness. I'm like, oh, right. So I think what's happened is I've just eaten bad sausages like 2 days ago. So last night was fucking hellish, man. I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh my God. Pure like darkness under the eyes and all that. So I've not really slept too much. But basically, I ate bad sausages, man. Food poisoning can take 30 minutes or 5 days. It's a fucking crapshoot. Well, I feel a wee bit better today. Haven't spewed so far. Haven't really eaten much. Because I haven't had... this has stopped, hasn't it? No, it hasn't stopped. It's just like a thing. Right. So I had something different into it. Spewed up. There you go. That's my story. I don't like where this is. So I'm not quite at 100% today, but fuck it, man. Got streams to do. What if that? Nah, it doesn't work either, does it? Where could this fucking chat go? I mean, I could have a special chat scene. Look, right, check this out. If I go here, right, and then I move like this over. No, not you. If I move this loop, over here, then I could maybe put that here. And then I wonder if I could have a bang, right? And then do something like, well, I mean, that's not right. So put that like here. And then I'm like, all right, everybody, let's have a look at the chat. Oh, look at everybody talking nice in the chat. It's not very good, is it? It's not very good. But I think it's better than down here. Don't know. It's a work in progress. I don't like it on the telly. It would be different if the telly worked. And then maybe every new message I could have coming up on the telly. That would be pretty cool. That would be cool. Right, at some point, I need to fix the telly. Listen, everybody. See at the start of my stream, I like to share good news. If you've got any good news, big or small, please stick it in the chat. My good news is, I'm no longer spewing my hole. So I feel quite good at that. What is your good news? Big or small? Let us know what you're up to, everybody. Also, it feels quite good to be back on Twitch, man. I think today what we're going to do is watch a wee bit of Tomorrow's World, if you're into it. It's been a long time. I'm not feeling well, so I'm not doing any projects or anything like that today. Watch a wee bit of vintage Tomorrow's World, feel like the 70s or something. You know? Once again, Terrible Clunt, thanks very much for subbing, and Flower Buffet, thanks very much for subbing, and thanks everybody for being my pal. Base Embrace says, you seen my arse? You didn't see my arse, that was a hologram. Anyway, hello everybody, how you doing? Hello Steph, Make Stuff, Bally, Base Embrace, Gibbs, you were first there. Carvo, Terrible Clunt, Spoggers, said Bally, Rytier, how you doing? Don't mean to Husey, don't mean to leave anybody out. Laxonian, how you doing? Make some respect to you. Smooth Chat Animation, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I didn't really do much to it. Anyway. Carnivore says, I'm struggle on 360p and it looks like you've got the wee boy filter on just because I shaved my face. Look at me, I'm actually young. I'm actually quite young. I'm under 40. I'm a millennial, believe it or not. Can you believe that? Anyway, sounds like a normal night trying to sleep to me. Sorry you're getting through that, Spoggers. Diving back into streaming might be a bit taxing after a while. Aye. But I need to do it. Rachel did say I sounded a bit hoarse. Aye, yesterday towards the end of the stream, I think because I haven't really been using my voice for about a month, towards the end of the stream, I was a bit just like this. But it didn't feel like a sore throat. It just felt like I'd used my voice a bit much. So I don't know why the toothache went away after I'd spewed. Don't know what the deal is there. Chunder chums, that's something. Chunder cherry buns, I haven't heard it called chunder. How much vomit can a man hold? Quite a bit, as it turns out. Don't want to go into detail, but vast array of colours, delights and experiences. Humming, man. Anyway, I won't talk about vomit. A lot of people don't like to hear about that. But I had to go through it, so telling you about it. Chameleon says, I had something similar a few weeks ago, felt awful for a few days, up all night doing the same, and then the next day I felt way better. Aye, that seems to be the vibe with me as well. See, for like 3 days ago, and it might all be related, like Rachel's like, are you alright? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, what's up with you? And I'm like, I feel kind of like just like scun up, restless, can't like things and stuff. Turns out I think I just ate bad beef. I just ate a bit of bad beef, spewed it up, feel great now. Job done. There you go. Wouldn't it be amazing if all sorts of other problems could be solved just by spewing up? Anyway, right, I won't talk about it anymore. A lot of people don't like to hear about that. Base Embrace says, I was going to ask if you've dropped a few pounds over the past month. Aye. So I have lost weight, but not because I'm ill. I've lost a wee bit of weight intentionally over the past year. I haven't really spoke about it on stream because a lot of people don't like to listen to it. Could be like triggering for, body stuff and things like that. But I put conscious effort into reducing my belly because I only store like fat really between here and you can't see it here, right? Don't really store too much fat elsewhere on my body. I don't have an arse at all. Even when I was at my biggest, like just no arse. It goes back, then leg. It's just like a wooden board, man. So I only place I carry any weights like round my belly, sort of love handles area. But about a year ago, I was reading this thing and I'm like, right, I put all my details in. It came up morbidly obese. You're morbidly obese. And I'm like, oh, fucking hell. That's an unfortunate combination of words that you don't really want to hear. Jesus Christ. Right. And then I met up with Pip. And Pip's like, do you want to be in a film? We're shooting in about a year. And I'm like, aye, cool. As it happens, it's been pushed back. We've spoke about all that sort of stuff. We're still working on it. But a massive delay. Anyway, it's a different story. So I thought, if I'm going to be in a film, right, I don't think that people in films need to be any way or look anywhere. All sorts of people can be in films. All that sort of stuff, right? I'm not judging anybody. I don't give a fuck about anybody, right? But for me, I thought, right, I read this thing, I'm morbidly obese. Also, I'm shooting this film, I'm going to be in it. So instead of just like thinking to myself, oh, I should maybe get healthier or I should maybe do this or maybe do that, I thought, right, I'll use this as a deadline. And it worked. So I think I've lost, how much have I lost? I did it in kilograms. So I think right now I'm about 80 kilograms. I did it in kilograms so that it doesn't feel real. Because I don't know what kilograms are, man. I know what stone is and stuff. So right now, today, I'm 80. But when I started, I was 120 kilograms. So I've lost that over a year. A lot of that is muscle mass because I fucked my shoulder, so I couldn't really train and lift weights. You're supposed to lift weights. Um, but do I feel any better? No, not at all. Does my body feel any better? No. Have I got more energy? Nope. Have I got fewer aches and pains? Nope. But you can see my jawline, so that's all right. But it's the sort of thing, I've lost that much weight without doing any strength training or whatever, that sometimes when people do that, you can look a wee bit sickly, you can look a wee bit ill. So what I need to do is like, hench up, man. Like that. Get pure henched. But if I might create a weight loss PDF. If anybody's interested in doing any of this stuff, I recommend, see if you're quite a big person and you want to lose fat, I recommend starting with diet rather than exercise. Because if you're quite a big person and you're not used to doing any exercise and then you just get into running, your body's going to be like, what? Your knees are carrying all this weight and everything else. So if anybody, it depends where, because everybody's different, everybody starts and ends at a different place, everybody's objectives and goals are different. So I don't care about anybody else, but 90% of it has been diet, and 10% of it has been like, I'll occasionally go for a walk or something like that. You can't outrun a bad diet, is the vibe. So I've just been eating pure boring stuff for about a year. Anyway, so Terrible Clown, I think the square sausages might have been in a hot car. Might have been that. But I don't know. Basin Brace says, you don't have to do everything Pip says. Aye. Wait, actually, I did sign a contract. I'm legally obliged to. You don't need to know about that. Hughes says, I'm not saying it's entirely related, but have you seen the story from Australia about the woman with poisonous mushrooms? I'm sure it's nothing like that. Nah, I don't. I think I just ate some bad beef, man. I think I ate some bad beef. Can I get you some square sausage while you play with your friends on Rust? Shut up. Laxonian, how you doing? You liked it down here? I'll have a wee look. I'll review the VOD, right? It obviously wasn't perfect. It cut off before the top, all of that. I would quite like it physically, actually, on the screen. That would be cool, wouldn't it? That would be cool. Steph just says, good news, finished the post about an hour and a half early, so I'm away to my Moz for a sandwich and a cup of tea. That sounds class. Big Scary Deer says, good news, I got most of my work for the day done this morning, so this afternoon should be tasty. Amazing. How good is it not having any work to do and you're just like that? Laxonian says, going to Scotland for the first time next week. That's cool, Laxonian. I was going to offer there, I was going to be like, oh, we should meet up. And then I'm like, I'm maybe overstepped my boundary there. That's not something. And then I was like, shoot, what's the done thing? And then I'm like, would I want to meet up with, so Laxonian, great member of the chat, wonderful person, but we don't, I don't know who this person is. But I know who you are because you've been in the chat, wonderful contributions to the community. But for a second there, I'm like, should I? Is that the sort of thing? And I'm like, no, that's how you get stabbed. That's how people stab you. So I thought, right, maybe not. But then I'm thinking, nah, that's cynical, man. You should be able to make friends and stuff. And so all of that was going through my head. That's why I just sort of paused for a bit there. But if you're around a certain area of Glasgow, I might be in on Friday. But it would be very brief. And also, if you're visiting Scotland, I'm sure you've got a million things to do. So I'm like, if you go to this wee shitty part of town where there's nobody there, I might be able to see you for 20 minutes, but it'll be do you know what I mean? Fuck all of that. What I mean to say is I hope you enjoy Scotland. It's a wonderful, wondrous place. And welcome. Jai D says, I might have come up with a scheme to 3D print action figure joints that isn't as sensitive to the type of resins being used. That's cool, Jai D. I've saw some people working something similar where they're making like pop, like things on 3D printers. So even if you use like an ABS, like, because with resin printers I've got resin upstairs and it's like, it isn't ABS, but it's got similar properties to ABS. So even them, do they like grind down or whatever? I'd imagine there's a lot of engineering and like tolerance there. It's an interesting project to have a look at, JD. Let me know how you're doing. A bucket list of mine is to make an action figure of me at some point, and I've done enough 3D scans of my body. I want to get into 3D modelling, so I can do hard edge 3D modelling, but I can't do like, you know, biology, humans and soft bodied stuff. I don't know anything about that. So I was eventually going to teach myself that and make like a wee PlayStation 1 low poly version of myself, and like a wee 3D print, a higher resolution version of myself, and like an action figure would be cool, just pure extrude out. Maybe even use like a template for everything that isn't my head, you know what I mean? So that it looks like pure abs, delts and all of that would be kind of cool. If I'm still streaming in another 5 years, I'm sure we will get around to that at some point. But I am sure there'll be some 3D printing forums that specialise in action figure stuff. I'm sure that niche would have I might have a wee look into that area and get inspired to make an action figure of myself. That would be cool, man. Scroobius Pip's got like 5 action figures of himself. I want one of me. Hello Terrier Dance, how you doing? Code with TD, sorry, I'm using your old name. I really enjoyed the article. So Code with TD in chat wrote an article about all the stuff we were talking yesterday to do with Pirate Software and the pylon, just because he's got like a different opinion for people. And that was cool, man. That answered everything that I was like, so what's all of this about? What? So that's cool. Feel free, if Twitch will enable you, to stick a link in chat or whatever, man. But it's good to see you, and I hope you're doing good. Cherry Bun says, very, very wee good news. Managed to reach the peak in that wee video game everyone's playing at the moment last night. Felt well proud. What game? The climbing game? Llama was talking to me about the climbing game. I didn't see it, but Llama was playing it on Max stream. And Llama's like, you need to get into the climbing game. I was like, alright. Where we're having a live Urbex stream. Well, right here. I don't know if I could do it live. I was thinking about this, right? See, so Urbex is urban exploration. Yesterday we were looking at videos of people cutting about Glasgow in Debenhams and various places that technically they weren't allowed to be in. So I was like, aye, we'll do urban exploration. We'll do that on stream. But I was thinking about it, and the phone connectivity in Glasgow is terrible, even when you're standing in like the financial district, right on a bridge in the Clyde, with a clear field of view all round you. As you know, for me live streaming for there, the phone just disconnects like fuck all the time. So if I was doing urban exploration, because I was considering it, man, I really, really was. If I was doing that, I would need to explore a desolated place that still has functional Wi-Fi, which I don't think exists. So if I was doing something like that, I would need to record it and then later on show that recording. Also, there's like security stuff. Goodness me. Mike C7890, thank you very much for subbing. Thanks for the 21 months. Welcome in. How's it going? And also, how's it even going? There's the whole security side of it as well. So if I'm out and about, broke into a place, one of you, right, pranksters, will be like, there's a live streamer, he's there right now, go and arrest him, man. Crack him in the back of your head with your truncheon, fuck a guy, man. Because similar things have happened to friends of mine on Twitch. So, but I was seriously considering that for a bit. You've been at the Fountain of Youth again? Well, thank you, everybody. How you doing? Was feeling shite for a bit. Shaved, feel great now. Shaved, spewed up, job done. Hey, how's it going right here, man? Welcome in, it's happening. Good news, says Dr. Mully. My boss thinks I've been in work since 5 a.m. this morning. I wasn't in until 10 a.m. 5 hours overtime for free. Dr. Millie, I hope that you don't currently have your speakers volume up loud and that your boss hasn't overheard me saying that good news, because that might have just scuppered your overtime and your job. But that's good, man. How brilliant is the feeling of getting paid for just like skiving and fucking messing about? That's one of the best feelings ever. Not that I've ever done that though. I remember the first job I ever had, the euphoria I had when I went for a shite. First shift, day one, about 3 hours in, I'm on the job, gets a wee bit quiet. I'm like, I'm going to go to the toilet, I'm going to have a big shite. And I did. And it was great, man. Took my time. There was something just amazing. I think I was about, 17, 16. When can you get paid? The earliest you can work. And just the euphoria of knowing that I'm getting paid to it was amazing. Loved it. Obviously nowadays, hard grafter, head down, I just hold it in until the end of the shift, shite my own time. Terrible Clunch says, good news, my car's fixed. Welding, bad news, 1,500. Jesus Christ. That's dead dear, isn't it? That's dead dear. Although it's good that it's fixed. Carver says, inflammatory response will flood your body with antibodies and such. Interesting. Well, I do feel a lot better now compared to last night. 100%. Jungle Pop says, Ebenezer Scrooge thought the ghosts were indigested beef. Maybe he was onto something. Aye, maybe. Bad belly beef. Maybe. You on Team Norse as well, Alexis Max? What's the deal, man? Maybe I should do a fundraiser, get a BBL. Squats, aye. Get into squats. I've seen CD cases with more curves. Think you might have messed up some figures. What, with my 120... No, I can show you, man. 120 kilograms to 80 kilograms. Well, I was maybe like 118 kilograms. Aye. Or maybe I've added an extra 10. Happy Scale is the app that I'm using. You made progress. Aye, right. Where's my start weight? Not that it matters. I mean, it's not a score. It's not telling me exactly. Where are we? What's that one? So at my heaviest of all time, like years ago, I was 120. But a year ago, I was 100 in March 2024. It's no fucking telling me. I was... Why is it not coming up? 109 in March. And today, I mean, there's been ups and downs. Today, 84.9. So that's good going. I'm happy with that. It's not the fastest, but it's apparently healthier to do it slowly. I'm into that. Cherry Bun says, kilograms instead of stone is really smart. Aye, yep, 100%. I'd recommend doing that. See if anybody's got any, if you're trying to lose body fat or whatever and you don't like the idea of scales and stuff like that, just change it so that it's in a different format that you're not used to. Pretend you're one of these American wrestlers making his way to the ring at 328 pounds. I'm not 328 pounds. That would be like fucking Big Show or something. Or no, who's 328 pounds? Is that Undertaker? Anyway, so I highly recommend mixing it up. Afghan says no news is good news. That's true. That's true. So turns out a year ago I wasn't 120, but in my life I've been 120. But a year ago I was, what did I say there? 107. But as I said, it's all here. It's all like between that bit and that bit. You can't really see it on stream. But what I need to do is fucking lift weights, man. But Caravora was genuinely morbidly obese. I don't carry it, and I can frame myself pretty well. And I'm 6'1" as well, so I carry it in strange places. But I don't try and lose weight via exercise is my tip. Exercise is important. So it turns out it's not 40 kilograms, it's in a year, it's 30 kilograms, but it's 40 kilograms since my all-time heaviest. So I just did correct that very slightly. But again, it's not really about numbers and stuff. Once you get into like a sort of safe area, it's more about body composition, like how much is muscle versus how much is fat. But at the start, it is just, you can be rough and vague with it all. But so at the very, very start, what I did was took a photo. I went into the woods with Rachel, took my top off a year ago, March 2024, and took my top off, took lots of photos of my big belly, took a video of me like doing jumping jacks and stuff, and my belly and my moobs and everything are all floating about and bouncing about. Nobody's seen that. But what I would like to do is, once I'm like a destination that I'm into, might take me another 6 months, might take me another year or something like that, but I want to go back to that location and shoot the exact same thing so I can do like a comparison. I think it could be kind of cool. But it's a good wee project. It's a good wee project that I did. To be fair, we can see what's going on under that desk. Well, that's up to your imagination there back on the SSRIs. I'm 125 to 130, and I reckon I could eat you for breakfast. You can't have been my level. Fair fucks if you were, though. 40 kilograms is nuts. Well, I'm 6'1", very, very tall. I don't have any muscle mass. See, my muscle mass on my scale, it's like, you really need to put this on. But I can show you all the stuff. But I guess I just sort of carried it elsewhere. So 30 in a year rather than 40. But it's 40 of like all time. I got the numbers very slightly wrong there. I recommend, if anybody's into this, right, there's a book, PDF called The Hacker's Diet by John something. He's the guy who invented AutoCAD, right? If you're watching me, chances are you might be like a computery person. You might think about things in like logical processes and stuff. And so if you can see your body just like as a machine or as a process, right? Like a flowchart, like code, you know, the input is food and the output is, well, you know what I mean. If you're that type of brain, which I am, then I highly recommend the completely free. It's called The Hacker's Diet. You can get it online, and because he's like a coder man, he's giving you like tools that you can use and stuff, so you can see like your rolling average of your weight trend and everything like that, so you know if you're on track or if you aren't. And a lot of people, like, his tools are all right, but you need to like download it, like Microsoft Excel and stuff, and like manually input the shit every day and stuff. So I was doing that for a bit, but there's lots of manual like shit I don't care for. I don't want to do that. And so I've been trying and failing to lose weight for more than half my life. So years ago, back when I was trying to do this right at the start, I read the value in that book of weighing yourself every single day. You must do that, right? Well, I'm not saying you must. I don't care about what you do, anybody. In order to do that, this guy says that one must weigh themselves every single day, because what can be measured can be, you know, modified, and you can work on something if you measure it. If you aren't measuring it, you're kind of working in the dark, right? And the reason you weigh yourself every day is because sometimes your body is filled with piss and shit. Sometimes you're carrying like extra water in you or whatever. So if you only weigh yourself once a week, your weight fluctuates. See, on a graph, it goes up and down like that. Your weight doesn't go woo over time. It's like dig, 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 dig. And so if you only weigh yourself once a week or once a month, you don't know on that particular hour of that particular day how that the error of margin for like daily variance. You don't know where that spike is. So you might have worked your arse off all month, ate good, whatever, and then you weigh yourself at the end of the month and you're like an extra £2 heavier, and that's will crush your spirit. So what you do instead of occasionally weighing yourself is do it at the same time every single day. I do it, I wake up, piss, and I go and weigh myself before I eat anything. So that at least that's some sort of constant. And every day there is a variation of a wee bit of a change. However, what you do then is take an average. So there's like the weight trend, and you look at that rather than the actual number that came out that day. And so if your weight is trending towards your target goal, bang, you're on track. If your weight isn't, you can see the trend as to where you're going to be. If it's a wee bit higher, you're like, all right, no big deal. I'll just keep that in mind and I'll try and get it on track tomorrow. So it means that the morning, every day, somebody's like, yep, you're doing good, or nah, you could be doing a bit better. And that's really helped me. Honestly, 99% of it is food-based, and like hardly any of it is exercise, if your goal is purely for fat loss. And then, once I'm down to a target weight, I want to start, working on cardio, doing all that sort of stuff. In fact, I could probably start doing that now. The weight I'm at now is fucking decent, man, compared to what I was. I'm now in a bracket that says normal. I'm at the high end of the bracket, but I'm in that bracket, and I'm like, fucking yes, man. I've not been there ever, I don't think, since I was about 10 years old, maybe. So it feels good. So low-hanging fruit, easy shit, right? Bottom line base stuff. It's just common stuff, man, like chocolate bars, biscuits, all that sort of stuff. I'll try really hard not to. If I buy a multi-pack of biscuits, I'm going to eat all the biscuits, so I don't let them in the house. Easy, right? Next one, and it's maybe the most important one, is liquid calories. So if I drink Iron Brew or Coca-Cola, there's fucking tons in that, man. Like a ridiculous amount. For drinking a can of Coke, full fat Coke, you might as well have a wee cupcake. And I didn't realise. So it's probably healthiest to completely abstain from all of that. Just drink water, but water's boring as fuck. So I switched to Diet Coke, which probably isn't good. Probably isn't good for me, but that 0 calorie helped in my current short-term thing. Works. Is it ruining my insides with doing some other evil shit? Probably is. But for this current project, it's helping me. And it means that I can still have like a nice wee treat. Do you want a wee Coca-Cola? Aye. Rather than just pure sitting there eating broccoli and chicken all day like some fucking celibate monk. Because fuck all of that, man. But aye, if anybody's got any questions, I'm not an expert. I will probably relapse and put it all back on, because statistically that's what people do. Everybody that loses weight sticks it back on. And apparently the way of getting out of that trap is to not think of it as a short-term diet. Because what people do is they go on a diet, they reach their target goal, and then they go, oh, well, that's me all done then. That's me, I'm at my target weight. I can go back to living like I used to. Hello, could I get a king prawn chop suey, please? And you know what I mean? So that's why a lot of people get to the target weight and then just bang, rebound back up. And apparently it's no good for your body to do that too many times. Say like a Christian Bale type of person that loses it all and then puts stuff back on, then loses it again, puts it back on. I don't know all the medical words for it, but doing that a lot isn't good for you. Apparently, for what I've been reading. Also, if you're reading stuff online, a lot of it's just bullshit as well. A lot of it's just people trying to sell you pills or fucking promising you the world if you sign up for their 3-week ebook course and all that. So it's kind of hard to navigate through it all. And everybody's different as well. But aye, there you go. Chameleon says, I think I need to get into eating boring healthy stuff, which I'm trying to do, but I just like nicer stuff more. I've dropped pizza from my diet and replacing it with veg-based stir fries. See if that helps. Class. Brilliant. For me, the idea was like small incremental changes. Because for me, if I decided, right, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and there's a big change, and from now on, I'm only eating like fucking a saint, right? I might stick with it for a couple of weeks, then I'll be like, fuck this, and I'll just go back to my old habit. So instead of that, instead of like right, okay, from now on, instead of like a big switch, that might work for some people, but it doesn't work for most people. Instead of that, what you'll try and do is like a small incremental change to your life. So you might start off with something really, really simple. If you take 2 sugars in your tea, take a month to wean yourself off of that. Tea without sugar tastes really good unless you're used to tea with sugar. But if you go for 20 days without sugar in your tea, it's still a fucking brilliant cup of tea and you don't miss it. So that is like a small change. Maybe takes you a month, maybe takes you 2 months to get used to that. Then when you're used to that, you'll be like, all right, what else? Well, every day I have a wee bit of a trifle. Maybe I should eat less trifle. So then you take a month of just like slowly getting used to not having a wee bit of trifle at your lunch. Something like that. So apparently that's supposed to be good. That's supposed to be a better strategy than just deciding one day, just being like, right, cool, that's me. That's me now. From now on, I'm healthy. Because lots of people just crack. Lots of people can't keep that up. So it's as long as you're trending towards improvement, you're doing good. Depending on what your definition of improvement is, some people need to put weight on, other people need to get weight off, some people need to be strengthening things or whatever. Everybody's different. Laxonian says, I'm totally the stabbing kind, avoid at all costs, but suggestions for things to do in Glasgow's are always welcome. Nice one, Laxonian. Aye, don't stab us, ta. Carivore says, have you seen 5D printing? Not sure. Don't know if I have. I might have seen the technology. 5D printing? I've seen lots of different types of newer 3D printing, but I've no saw any called 5D printing. So I might have seen it, but just called something else. Get right into ZBrush. Aye, right 3D. Can you get ZBrush on an Adobe license nowadays? JD says, ABS-like resins grind against each other. It's poor abrasion resistance. It's also somewhat brittle when compared to what you want for action figures. There are more expensive engineering resins available that are somewhat better, but they're very expensive and the formulas haven't been entirely nailed yet. Nice one, JD. I'd assume if you print it in something like nylon, it'll be solid, but then nylon's really expensive. And it depends what you want to do with your action figure as well. If you want to actually articulate them and pose them and all of that, then that would be a different material than if you're just looking to create like a novelty thing on a card and a bubble blister, what's it called, that is designed to never be opened, like a display thing. Then I suppose you could use different materials. But that's an interesting problem to solve. 5-axis 3D printing, aye. Like a robot arm that extrudes, that's kind of cool, man. Tenderity versus Pip crossover action set figure incoming. Good. Aye, I'm into it. Luna says, good news. Hello, Luna, how you doing? Luna says, good news, got my gender surgery crowdfunder running and possibly found a place I can move to finally move out of my unsupportive family's house. Life's looking up. Luna, if you've got a crowdfunder, please stick it in chat. If you can't stick it in chat because links are broken or something like that, let me know what the deal is. I can't get to the bottom of chat just now, so somebody remind me. But please, if you can, stick the crowdfunder in chat. Listen, everybody, Luna has been incredibly supportive. Has been a long-term friend of the stream, and she's going through gender surgery crowdfunding at the moment. And I invite you all to dig deep into that. That's fucking wonderful news. And good luck with moving and all of that sort of stuff as well. Sounds like progress. Fucking class. Basin Bruce says, are we cancelling Code with TD now instead? Yes. Sorry, TD, you're now cancelled, I'm afraid. I'm very sorry about that. Very sorry about that. Mastdata.com is great to see where cells at each mobile phone tower covers, strength, etc. Also turn the airplane mode off and on, will reset. Really? I didn't know the airplane mode thing. I'll definitely do that before I stream. I did look at phone tower data and I moved to a different provider that visually has got better coverage and signed up to a 24-month thing with them, and the coverage is worse. It's miserably worse. I used to be on giffgaff. It was better than who I'm currently with, and I'm not saying who I'm currently with just in case there's some fucking weird Piers Morgan phone hacking freaks in chat. No offence to you. Like Sony in there, pure hacking into my phone and all that, figuring out where I am to stab me. Anyway, he's alright. I hope yous are doing good. What's happening, Rhinoceros? I'm very behind in chat. I'm very behind in chat. Carries it on his balls. Amazing. Off to update Reddit about 1030's fraudulent weight loss claims. It's amazing. SSRI says, I've had quite a bad diet to be fair, although I've been more controlled the past few months. Amazing. Why in the woods? Just because I don't want to take my top off elsewhere. And it felt weird to take a picture of my top off in the house. It just seemed really domestic and weird. Hello Aditya, welcome in. What's happening? I'm very behind in chat, sorry about that. I've had 2.5 kilogram difference between going to bed and after poops and pees in the morning. I highly recommend weigh yourself every day and then look at the trend rather than looking at the value on the scale, because that isn't a good metric. And a big Sherry Buns has just redeemed Hydrate. Sorry, I can't do that. I can't do that, sorry. I can't do that. But aye, it's all happening, man. 107 for 6'1", is still overweight, but still 2 classes below morbid. Aye, 120 is morbid though, which is what I was, but not. I've not went from morbidly obese to normal since March 2024. But I will find because I've got on a different app. I've got when I was 120. I think that's backed up to the laptop. Cake says, good news, started Monjarno. Lost £9 the first week. I bet you lost more than £9. It's like fucking £300 into it. That's good news. A bit stagnant in week 2 and 3, but it's early. Food noise is 90% gone. Small side effects. Fucking yes, Cater Cakes. See these GLP-1 agonists? It's like a miracle. So apparently they're going to be ridiculously cheap soon, like 2030 or something like that. Apparently, but who knows? That's class, Kate. Fucking yes, man. Here, one will get all hench. One will just be like, well, fucking. Good to see you, and how's it going? Relax, it's Max asking, what is food noise? Food noise is kind of like, you ever been sitting and you're like, oh, I could really go a bag of crisps or something like that. I could really, fancy something. Need something. People who struggle with their weight have got that feeling more than people who don't struggle with their weight. And it turns out it's hormones. It's like a hormonal thing that increases your appetite. So it means when you're doing something in your brain, it'll just be like, oh, we can grab a Twix. There's a wee Twix there. You're like, all right, aye, then you go back and you grab a Twix and you're eating it, and then you go back. And then food noise is your brain just like, psst, go and walk to the shop and get a wee, or phone a pizza in. You're like, aye, I will phone a pizza in. Turns out you can eliminate that entirely by treating hormones. So everything that people have said in the past about willpower and, just do... No, turns out at an individual level, different people experience life differently based on their chemical makeup. And all these is it GLP-1 agonists, or is that something else? miraculously and seemingly without any side effects seem to be just fixing that. And quite soon it's going to be dead cheap. So I was watching a YouTube video about it all. It's fucking cool, man. Because diabetics have been taking semaglutide for a long time, for over 10 years. We now know it's not going to make like your arm fall off or anything like that. And because it's going to be ridiculously cheap quite soon, apparently it will then, like, I don't think there will be anybody who exists who is unwell because of their size. You know, I think anybody in the future, because this is so effective and will be so cheap, I think it's going to be a miracle, man. Hold on, chat's falling off the side, so I need to update. Chrissy, how you doing? Thank you very much for subbing. Chrissy says, well, I have news, not sure if it's good or bad yet. I'm still unemployed after being made redundant in March. Spoke to the job centre and the recruiter yesterday, and without going into detail, it seems like my career, as it was, is pretty much over. Social media manager. Sounds bad, but to be honest, I'm excited to change direction, even if it's doing something more junior for less money. Fucking nice one, Chrissy. Small incremental changes into it. It sounds like good progress. I would say that is good news. See, even, like, maybe bad news to be told your career is over, but see, just knowing something like that, and then you can make decisions about the future based on a thing. It's cool, man. There are still social media manager jobs about, though, isn't there? But I guess everything's just in flux, innit? Everything's in absolute flux at the moment. But all the very best with everything, man. Noah Love says, I cut out sugar drinks about 10 years ago and it helped me keep weight off. I switched first to soda water to kind of mimic the sensation of more fun drinks, and then eventually just switched that to water. Cool. Any water that I drink, I'll put a wee bit of electrolyte salt in it, and it just makes it feel a bit less boring. And this is me, I live in Scotland, man. We've got the best tap water in the fucking world, man. And even then, it's still just like a bit, monohydrate. Cringe, man. Get on brewing you, man. Wreck your teeth. The worst thing you can do is make things taboo for yourself. It'll just make it more appealing. Replace it with a like food or drink while knowing that you can have the occasional one, or the thing that you like is probably a lot healthier. Exactly. It's not what you do some of the time, it's what you do most of the time. So if you keep pizzas as a forbidden thing, it is forbidden for you to have a pizza, for example, or ice cream or something like that. Inevitably, you will have ice cream or a pizza at some point. And you'll feel that guilty about it. If in your head it's classed as forbidden, you will feel so guilty that you're like, well, the full thing's fucked in. Fuck it. And then you will just give it all away. And you'll go back to old habits. Whereas, if you do allow yourself, like, well, it's been fucking 3 months since I've had a pizza. Do you want to get a pizza in? Cool. Maybe look at one that's not mental. Instead of a meat feast, maybe get a margarita, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Make a good decision about it and eat the pizza and enjoy it. And here's the deal. I bet that you might not enjoy it as much as you thought you would, because that's what happened to me. And then that reduces the want for a pizza. The next time that happens, you're like, I remember last time I just kind of felt a bit bloated and tasted a bit shite. Whereas if you eat pizzas every day, and I tanned that one, I wouldn't even think about it. I'm like, yep, eating a pizza, that's it, done, next. You know what I mean? But everybody's got different things that they need to navigate with it all. It's exciting, isn't it? It's interesting. Anyway, where is it? Fanta Zero. I haven't tasted Fanta Zero. That's cool. Where am I in chat? Worst thing? Yep, I've read that. Fizzy water's cool. You feel a wee bit like a Tory when you're drinking it, but carbonated water's pretty good. Don't buy SodaStream if you're boycotting Israel. It's an Israeli company, but there are other water carbonation things if you want to do it at home. Scottish carbonated tap water's class, man. But don't buy SodaStream if you care about stuff like that. I think I'm getting a delivery. There's some stuff at AliExpress arriving quite soon. Don't know if I need to answer the door or if he'll... No, I think he's doing it himself. He's just put it in the door. Fucking brilliant, man. That's great. So we can have a wee look and see what's arrived from AliExpress. Where are we in chat, everybody? Thanks for listening to all my pish, man. This is good. Bale miscalculated his BMI and lost way too much weight for the mechanic. Jeez, oh. Are you a bit of a whiz in the kitchen, James? Not really, K Harker. I used to enjoy cooking a lot more when I lived in a flat that had a gas cooker. For the past 3 places that I've lived, it's been really shitty electric hobs, and I just can't control them, man. I can't get that level of granular control because it heats up and then it just goes off because of the thermostat in it. So what you're cooking, just like, I find it really difficult to time stuff on electric ceramic hobs. Apparently it's much better for your health not to have gas hobs, but I really quite like cooking if the setup's good. If you're in a good kitchen, I love cooking. You can get quite mindful about cooking. I like cooking can be creative. So if you've been listening to me for a while, the way I approach creative projects is through iteration. So you'll try something, you'll then review it. You'll try it again slightly differently. You'll review how the changes affected that, and you'll keep doing that. And you'll keep doing iterations. You can do that with cooking dead easy. Next time you make spaghetti, try and add this, see if it's better or worse. However, if your tools are shite, you're just going to have a bad time. It'll put you in a bad mood, and that's what happened to me. So if I owned this house, I would get gas installed, but I don't own the house, so I'm not getting gas installed, and thus I don't really enjoy cooking. But it's one of the long-form things in my head. The next place, when I win the lottery and I can buy my own house, the next place that we move to will have a bath and we'll have gas hobs. So I really enjoy cooking if it's gas, and if it isn't, don't care at all. Quite like the technological side of it as well. Like, see, getting really autistic. I'm autistic, I'm not using that word as a slur. Getting really autistically focused about the best way to boil an egg. Like, seriously, I've spent months thinking about that. I've currently got a good solution with an air fryer. It's good. I'm into all of that. Hello, JM Blends. Welcome in. Thank you very much for a big raid. Welcome in, raiders. How's it going? I'm well behind in the chat. Thank you very much, raiders. If you don't know who I am, I'm 1030. I go by he, him. How's it going? Welcome in. I'm really behind in the chat. So right now I'm reading chat messages from about half an hour ago. So please don't feel bad if you're sort of confused as to why what I'm talking about isn't syncing up with the chat. June Blends, thank you very much for the raid. I hope your stream was a good one. Anyway, what's going on? Trifle is banging, man. It is really good. It is really good. Chameleon says, the one change that I made was to make tea and coffee without sugar. Is such a simple thing to get used to. Yep, it takes about 20 days. After that, it's fine. And the health benefits of like not having 4 spoonfuls of sugar every single day in your 2 cups of tea, the health benefits of that are tremendous compared to the taste benefits of tasting that sugar. It's cheese that gets me. Steve Zizou, Rachel is a big fan of cheese, man. She's a cheese fiend. She loves the cheese, but it's something that I'm like, I don't really care about. She loves pasta as well, right into pasta. And cheese and pasta, for me, I'm just like, I've never been into, I don't really care about. For me, it's like sugar stuff, chocolate, nice tastiness, like a cardamom bun, stuff like that. Oh, I'm into all of that. But everybody's different, isn't it? Trending Towards Improvement should be the last track on the album by Bad Faith Actors. I think we've got that album fully written now, don't we? That's amazing. 5-axis Caravora, I understand what you're talking about, the arm. It was a 5-axis CNC laser cutter that cut out all the panels on my aluminium R2-D2 dome. It's a cool thing. It's like a robot arm that can like something for Terminator. It's a cool thing, man. Aye, Rye 3D. There we go. So, could somebody pin, if you've still got access to it? I'm sorry, I should have a good chat set up. It would be good to pin Luna's GoFundMe. Thanks very much for 1030 for the kind words. It means a lot. Listen, all the very best with stuff. I think this is cool. Hello, Exeldra. Welcome in. Carver says, cell towers breathe during peak times and will expand or contract the coverage so other towers can share the load. Interesting. I've also heard that cell towers, like they sort of turned them down or something like that. So see, before COVID, I mean, just time-wise, I don't think COVID's got anything to do it, but time-wise, it seems like I had a lot better phone reception in the Middle East, well, anywhere. The phone reception was substantially better, and it seems like round about COVID times, they've just sort of turned down the power on the phone masts or something like that, and they haven't turned them back up. Just like the fucking hand dryers in my work. I think we can safely turn on the hand dryers now. Don't you? COVID's over. Plug in the fucking hand dryers again, please. Anyway. I'm talking about all sorts of stuff. Very behind in the chat. Welcome at a 10:30 stream. You're watching 1030. Basically, what I just said, I'm all over the place. 1030 live. Live on Twitch. I wasn't supposed to do that. I'm looking at gyms now to get Hensher. I'm a 24-hour gym. Jim Houston, how's it going? I need to start lifting weights, man. I really need to do it. Here, Mon, we should all get into like an Ozempic steroid stack. We should just do that and we'll be like super soldiers, man. Ozempic, steroids, and like some form of stimulant. Can any of us get like access to like speed or something like that? And we can get right into fucking leathering folk. Oh, it'd be brilliant. SSRI says, I'm doing a bit of gentle cardio and weight stuff at home. Want to get ready for street fight fascists in the coming years. Aye. Get henge, fight fascists. Aye. GLP-1 agonists playing download this year. I blame the Channel 4 zombie thing that had a whole 5G makes people turn into zombies. I survived a zombie apocalypse. It was Big Brother, but with zombies. It was a bit shit. Aye. I remember Dead Set, the zombie thing Channel 4 did with Charlie Brooker. That was pretty good. And then I remember the zombie thing Darren Brown did with Channel 4. That was very good as well. But I don't think I've seen that one. So they use 5G as just like a false explanation as to why the zombies exist in their world. But then a lot of people watched it and now think that 5G is legitimately dangerous. What I would say about 5G, similar to USB-C cables, right? USB-C cables, substantially better in almost every way than their predecessor, except from USB-C cables need to be much shorter than older USB cables. Older USB cables can be a lot longer. USB-C cables need to be much shorter for some reason. And similarly with 5G compared to 4G, and similarly with Wi-Fi 6 rather than Wi-Fi 5. You know, your home Wi-Fi mesh technology. I don't think I've got those Wi-Fi numbers correct. But the newer ones, faster, better, lower latency, all of that sort of stuff, but the range is substantially diminished. So if you've got one of these fancy new mesh networks, I'm pointing over there because I bought one so that I could stream a wee bit better. You need more base stations because the range doesn't reach as far as it previously did with... So it's like, it's trade-offs, you know what I mean? There are certain aspects that are superior in the older version. Anyway, I'm talking about a million different things at once here, everybody. Thanks for listening to all my pish. I hope that you're doing good, everybody. Spogger says, the water at my gaff tastes like it came from the local swimming pool. Not everyone in Scotland has brilliant water, sadly. That's a wee shame. That's a wee shame. In general, though, our water's class, man. Hello, Ribbon FM. Welcome in. How's it going? Chrissy says, I do intermittent fasting, and my formula is as much protein and fibre for as little calories as possible. It's working well. Class. Pedropolis says, how could you not enjoy a pizza? Do you ever get, sometimes you order a pizza and it's just a bit like, it's as if it's old or something. You just feel like heavy. The cheese is like a bit greasy, or it's as if maybe they've not cleaned the grill or something correctly, or you know what I mean? I find that if I haven't had McDonald's in about a year, 2 years, and then I eventually get it, it's a bit just like cold and shite and disappointing. Similarly with pizzas. But if I'm eating McDonald's or a pizza every week, my body just like tunes into that and ignores the badness. It's like getting used to the smell of a fart. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Bloody annoying. First place where I've lived where this has been an issue. Stupid local council, probably. That's heartbreaking, Spoggers. Because you live in Scotland, you're entitled to some delicious free water. I've been eating a lot of chicken. Apparently rice is bad, but I've been eating lots of rice and chicken. Fuck it. So if you're at the start of your weight loss journey, one should pay attention to calories as the main thing, right? But then once you're at a good sort of area, still look at calories, but at that point you should be looking at your macronutrients, the breakdown of like fat, protein, fiber, and just making sure you're getting everything. I mean, you should really be doing that. Everybody should be doing that for most of it. But it's quite overwhelming at the very, very start if you're going from just like couch to trying to make progress on this. People can get quickly overwhelmed of like, right, okay, so from tomorrow, all of my meals have got to contain at least 2 pounds of meat for every kilogram of body weight and all that, and you can get all confused by it. Cosmic Muse, how you doing? Welcome in. How's it even going? Thanks very much for subbing. But it needn't be that confusing. Highly recommend Hacker's Diet. It's free. Jody the Demon Pig says, I've struggled with my weight forever, but I'm starting to get way better with it, which is good. Started logging stuff in my fitness pal, and it turns out I was absolutely fucking myself up with peanut butter and hummus. Peanut butter's a great source of protein, but very calorie dense, isn't it? I love peanut butter, man. It's brilliant. I used to use my fitness pal, and then what happened? I stopped using it because didn't they just jack up the price, or they stopped the free mode or something like that? And then I was just like, I'm not paying them £30 a year. Or can you still do it for free? Thanks for chatting about all of this, everybody. This is fun. I loved learning how to sharpen knives with proper whetstones, onions, carrots and garlic. Fear my Japanese style knife. Aye, I've got shite knives just now. All my knives are just blunt and dangerous. I want to get a nice set of kitchen knives. Hello non-binary, how you doing? I cooked an egg in my compost heap the other day. Oh aye? I mean, cool. Remember I tried to cook an egg outside in the sun about a year ago? No, it was more than a year ago. I think about a year ago I brought the frying pan back in and it'd been out there for a couple of years. Anyway. If you haven't had fizzy juice in a few months, it's like drinking pure syrup. Yes, totally. Absolutely. Aye, see if you've been only drinking water for 6 months and then you grab a Fanta. Oh my god. So like viscous, sugary and be like that. Cheese and pasta would be my downfalls if I was to diet. Exactly. Not for me, I can leave cheese and pasta. For me, it's like sugary stuff. But I totally get it. Rachel's exactly like that. Used to have 3 sugars when I moved to America. Weaned myself down to 1 and then none by the time I finished high school. There you go. Highly recommend in general. Just sugar's like evil at cigarettes, man. If anybody's thinking about anyway, like low effort, man, low hanging fruit. I want to make like maximum health gains for minimum effort. Stop having sugar in your tea if that's you. And see if you don't care about all that, keep having sugar in your tea. On you go, man. Fucking only live once. Enjoy yourself. Anyway. What's everybody saying? Who needs hand dryers when you've got huge autism trousers? That's fair, Rhinoceros, but unfortunately I can't wear my autism trousers to work. I can't do it. They called it unprofessional, so I can't do that. Fuck hand dryers, I don't like other people's piss in my eyes. That's fair, Relax It's Max. I think you're maybe using it wrong, but that's fair. Creatine, Carivore says creatine, yes. Creatine's supposed to be very good for you as well. Although something came out recently saying, it's actually... but I still take creatine when I remember. It's supposed to be good for your brain as well. Hello Shardik, welcome in. How you doing? Brain Force Plus. Dr. Mike is very excited about some new drugs and testing that unlock muscle growth. All right. I rate Dr. Mike. Some of the stuff he says can be a wee bit gym bro eye rolling. But is that Mike Isratelli or the other Dr. Mike? There's lots of YouTube personalities that are just fucking scumbag frauds. And then there's a couple and you're like, aye, that's actually, you seem to know what you're talking about. Non-Berry says, so my doctor said that I was obese yesterday, so I've reduced my calorie intake by 500 calories and I'm planning to buy a standing desk with a treadmill so I can watch the stream and walk. Amazing non-binary. That's class. Fish Supper, thanks very much for subbing. Welcome in. How's it going? Non-binary, that sounds brilliant. If you weren't in already, I think for the past hour or something, I was detailing things that I've done as well. So if anybody's just joining and fancies learning more about all of that, although I've interspersed it with other talk about a lot of nonsense. But I detailed some of the steps that I took. And over the past year, it's all worked and hasn't really been too much effort, but the effort will now come when I need to actually start exercising and stuff. Fish Supper, thank you for your Prime sub. I love Prime subs, man. Fuck Jeff Bezos. I will take your Prime sub. Have a wee check. Anybody who's maybe on Turbo or something like that, who isn't getting ads and so doesn't know that the Prime sub's ready again, have a wee look. And if it is ready, I will take it. Fish Supper, thank you very much for getting your Prime sub. How you doing? Welcome in. It's even happening. Interesting spoggers with that 5G stuff. Aditya, how you doing? Thank you very much for listening to my speech and thank you very much for now giving me your Prime sub. It felt there that Bubble Blast was just lasted a bit longer than the usual Bubble Blast and it sort of threw me. Maybe because it's closer to me, because I've put it in frame. Steve Zizou, how do you do? Thank you very much for 56 months. My God. Listen to the health chart while rattling into a macaroni pie. Sorry to put you off your pie. No, it turns out my macaroni pies are actually a very good source of energy. So it's healthy. Lots of athletes eat pies. Steve Zizou, thanks very much for subbing. Welcome in. What's happening? Sorry to put you off your pie. Ribbon says, in my experience, walking isn't enough to lose weight. I've walked on a treadmill for an hour 5 days a week for months and didn't lose an ounce. Aye, Ribbon, we were just saying exercise isn't the path to weight loss. Exercise is the path to like general good fitness and things like that. But if anybody's objective is to lose fat, I wouldn't start in the gym. I would start in the kitchen. 100%. That's just what we were saying earlier. 99% of it is what you're eating. You can't outrun a bad diet is the vibe. Also, I've got a 2 meter USB-C cable. Is that slowing my charging? No idea, Carivore. I don't know. USB-C cables are all slightly different and stuff as well. Also, it depends on the plug as to how many watts is going through the cable. But for data, for USB-C cables, there's like a length requirement that is shorter than your older USB cables. Talking about a lot of stuff here, man. Talking about a lot of stuff. Faster speeds need higher frequencies that you achieve while diet. Oh, that don't travel as well. Aye, there you go. There you go. Okie dokie. Ask any dietitian, every pound of weight loss you achieve while dieting and exercising, the ratio is about 70-30 diet exercise. When we're talking about it, dietitians don't require any like training or accreditation or anything like that. Nutritionalists do. So if you're getting professional help from anybody, go for a nutritionalist and not a dietitian. Where you live, that might be different, so check it. But that's always worth watching. Anybody can be a dietitian. Not to discount what you're saying there. I forgot even the point that you were making, but only when I read the word dietitian, I was like, oh, aye, by the way, that might be useful to share. Eating McDonald's is basically huffing your own farts. Aye, aye, aye. When I eat McDonald's and I fart, my fart smells like bins. And that's a sign that maybe it's not nutritious. Seemingly, the glycemic index of rice lower significantly after freezing refrigeration and then reheating it. Alright. I don't fucking know, man. Carvor says Twitch is taking the piss, giving me a hairbrush ads to a bald man. I know, man, it keeps giving me that Robbie Williams cat advert. And I don't have a cat. I've got 2 dogs. I wish there was a way for like ads and stuff with all this AI and all this advanced technology and everything else for me to just say, I don't have a cat. Stop showing me the Robbie Williams cat advert like 8 times a day. I don't have a cat. Don't like Robbie Williams. Find all this unpleasant. Show me something else that I might buy. You know me. I speak on here for hours every day, Twitch. You know all the things I'm into. Serve me ads that I want to buy the stuff. I don't have a cat. Hello, Pursue. How do you do? Welcome in. How's it even going? Anybody else getting the Robbie Williams cat thing? I think it stopped being free, but it was a disaster for them, so it's free again now. Oh, MyFitnessPal's free again now. Good, 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 good. I don't pay for MyFitnessPal, and it's the best free one I've found. One pay for one, money so tight. Aye, aye. Well, that's why I came off it. So I might go back on it now that it's free again. Oh, that's great news. Because I was using it for a bit, and then it's like, no, you now need... And I was like, fucking chase yourself, man. No chance. But that's brilliant if it's free again, or at least if they've got a free tier. That's brilliant. My dad says he has a sharpening knife that looks like a house brick after being demolished. Aye, they're apparently class, man. Our local corner shop's all row of imported high fructose corn syrup, American tins of pop. Interesting. Creatine is going mainstream. Is high fructose corn syrup not the bad stuff or something? Mexican Coke's supposed to be good because it's... Remember Rishi Sunak? Fucking dick, right? He was like, someone's like, oh, do you have any weaknesses? He's like, I like to import Mexican Coca-Cola because it's made with real sugar, unlike the high fructose corn syrup that's in the UK's Coca-Cola. If only you were in some sort of position of power that could change legislation in order to make our Coca-Cola like better for you and healthier and tastier. Rishi Sunak, you cunt. Why are you fucking importing with all your money Mexican Coca-Cola for you because all that's special and all of that, instead of just implementing legislation that means that they can't feed us the pish stuff? Rishi Sunak. Where is he anyway? He just disappeared, man. Tool. Anyway. Sorry, I got an anti-Tory rant there. Hello, Electronic Will. I like your new name. How's it going? I'm a wee bit behind in chat here. I've been cutting down smoking tobacco to less than a third of before replacing it with legal CBD hemp. Cool, Pursue. That's dynamite. I recommend not watching Dr. Mike's non-exercise related YouTube channel. Ah, right. Okay, base and brace. Are we talking about the bald guy or the guy that looks a bit like me? Creatine is the most researched supplement in the market. The evidence is fairly comprehensive. Aye, creatine is supposed to be class, and then about a month ago, there was a thing saying, actually, it's maybe not as good as we thought, but you should still probably keep taking it. Creatine's supposed to be great, no side effects, except it can make you gassy right at the very start. Creatine's supposed to be brilliant, man. I'm not a heavy carbs person. See, cheese and pasta and macaroni and all that. Could take or leave it, man. Could take or leave it. I can't outrun anything. Last time I got on my bike, an old man jogging overtook me. He did look very fit, though, in fairness. Aye, that's fair. I need to get back on my bike, man. My bike's fucked. It's been in the garage for about 5 years, and mould has just taken over it. So I need to remove all of the soft furnishings on my bike. Maybe just take it to somebody to get it fixed. Anyway. Blaketon says, all my info is very out of date. I was super gym bro like 5 years ago. Not paid attention for ages now. Well, what I do is when I'm going to sleep on YouTube, I will listen to people talking about all of that perfect forms for how to do squats and stuff. I've not done a squat in my life, but see, just having that a drip feed in your head of like hearing people who are trying to be healthier and stuff, I think has augmented my own look on myself. You know, you can report the advert for being shown too many times. That's cool, Bally. I didn't know about that. Thanks for letting me know about that. See, I've got a cat. Why is it giving me passion not showing me the Robbie Williams cat ad? Exactly, Spoggers. So, Spoggers, if you don't know, turns out Robbie Williams wants you to buy cat food. Here's the deal. I've seen that cat food advert 100 times. Couldn't tell you, is it Whiskas? Couldn't tell you what the brand is. So it's not a very good advert. The only thing I remember is, it's great to be a cat. So they should have put the name of the brand in the end jingle, and then I would have remembered that, and then I would have remembered to recommend that brand to you, Spoggers, but I don't know. It's not a great advert. Dietitians are the ones who are medically registered, Jimbo, not the nutritionalists. Cool, I've got it upside down then. Thanks for the correction. I could bench 100 kilograms 5 years ago and not a chance today. See, that's what's shite about getting hench as well, is you need to maintain it. Be great if you could get hench and then just like stop, and you would keep it all. After the stream, James will be getting a McDonald's, a cat, and a Robbie Williams box set CD. Yes. First ever gig, Robbie Williams gig. Just to let you know. Oh, look at me, I'm nearly at the bottom of the chat, everybody. Anyone hear the new ScotRail ad that plays on podcasts? Jump on the train to one of the 100 of Scottish decimations. No, I haven't heard that. Did they say decimations instead of destinations? That's infuriating, isn't it, Pedropolis? I'm going to look out for that so that I can get infuriated, just so that I can feel a bit of a buzz, man. Mexican colas, the Cuban cigars of the TikTok generation. I can tell you're a professional writer, Cherry Burns. I really enjoyed that comment. Starting a job with Goldman Sachs, apparently. That's where Sunak is. Really? Oh, well, it's good that he's doing well for himself. See, if I had his amount of money, I would just disappear, man. Why is he, like, getting new work? Just disappear? Get right into opium or something? He's got all the money. If I had as much money as he does, I wouldn't be looking for work. My God. Skip to back and Defo says decimations and not destinations. Do you know, the cynic in me is thinking that maybe ScotRail have done that intentionally so that people on social media talk about it and therefore amplify the ad. Or maybe they've just fucked up because it's Scottish and we're shite at everything. Maybe it's just that. Is there not a similar thing with UK Cadbury's chocolate having less cocoa than Australian Cadbury chocolate? You might be right, Rhymenosauros. I'm not too sure about that. You might be right. You have to reduce calories and exercise. It's a lifestyle change. 100% non-binary. 100%. All the very best with it. One thing I do a lot is cycle, bloody thighs or trunks at least. Well, I used to cycle everywhere. When I lived in Glasgow, I didn't have a car, and so anywhere that I needed to be, I would cycle, and I would use my bike as functional transport. And because it was functional, I would do it all the time because I needed to go places. I needed to go to work. I needed to go shopping, needed to visit friends. All of that sort of stuff I did on my bike, and it was amazing. I love cycling in town. It's great, and Glasgow is now even better equipped for cyclists than what it was when I lived there. However, now I live too far away for all the places that I go to cycle there, and so my bike's just been in the garage because I don't cycle recreationally. But I'd quite like to because I haven't done it for a while. So, what I found the utility in was making it necessary for me to do it. You know what I mean? It's like a functional thing rather than, okay, it's time for me to do exercise. And that worked well for me. So I wasn't like logging calories, and I'm no like taking workout things, and I'm no tracking it or anything like that when I'm cycling back in the day. And instead, I just was focusing on getting to work and getting back. There was supposed to be a bubble blast there, and there wasn't one. I saw this went on, but this didn't go on. So Subjovi, I'll try that again. Let's see if this works. Don't know why the delay. Subjovi, thank you very much for your Prime sub. All the very best, and I appreciate it. And how you doing? And also all the very best. Where are we? Your cat hates whiskers. How does your cat feel about Robbie Williams? The brand of cat food in Sweden for a very long time was called Pussy. That's funny. That's funny. No watched normal telly for so long. Aye. See, like that whole sugar thing that I was telling you about. It's a similar experience. If you haven't had sugar in your tea for months, or if you haven't drank a sugary beverage for a couple of months, and you've only been drinking water, and then somebody gives you a sugary drink, it's like, oh, it's too sweet. And it reminds me of when you go back to your parents' house and they're watching telly that's got ads on, because I don't watch terrestrial television in my house. I've got a big telly, but it's just Twitch and YouTube that's on it. But when I go back to my parents' house, they'll be watching ITV or something like that, and an advert will come on, and it's just like, oh, it feels so sweet and sickly and manipulative and constructed. You know what I mean? And it reminds me of that, your taste of Coca-Cola after 6 months of abstaining. Interesting comparison. Blaketown says, a gym is opening near my house. I joined yesterday, so when it opens in August, I'm hopefully going to get back on it. Fucking yes, man. I need to start lifting weights now that my shoulders are a wee bit better. I can probably train round about this now. Spent about £400 on a weight set 3 years ago, haven't touched it. Tuna Bistro, how you doing? Welcome in. I have an opportunity to get a 2020 M1 MacBook Air. I need it for web design and Illustrator. Is it good enough? Any experience, anyone? Aye. It's not amazing, but especially because it's an Air. But for Illustrator and stuff, it should be fine. Depends how big your projects are on Illustrator. Check the RAM and check the hard drive, and remember that you can't upgrade the RAM or the hard drive. They're both soldered in. So if it's got a smaller hard drive, don't think, oh, well, I'll just get it and upgrade it a year in. You can't do that. So same with the RAM. So if it's got decent RAM, and if the hard drive's large enough for what you need to do with it, depending on the price, I think it should function well. My laptop is an M1 Pro MacBook Pro that I got around about 2020 or maybe 2021, and I use it for After Effects, which is a lot more resource intensive than Illustrator. And it does the job. This computer's a lot faster, but for what I use it for, it does the job definitely. But I do wish I got the larger hard drive, because it's a hassle having to like use a dongle and all that pish. How do you have your creatine? I never liked it making my water gritty. I don't know. Don't really have that problem. I created something called Jimbo Juice, which sounds like it might be like racist or something like that, but I can't see why. So I stopped calling it Jimbo Juice, but it's named after me, Jimbo. But my Jimbo Juice that I used to have in the morning, I'm going to maybe get back onto that, was like electrolyte salts and a big glass of water and a wee scoop of creatine inside, and you sort of stir it and just down it, and maybe chase that with just regular water. But I didn't have a problem with creatine. Other stuff, I got into this protein powder that was like animal based, so it wasn't whey protein, it was like some other protein. I just couldn't stand the taste of that, man. It tasted, I'm not typically picky, so I just stopped using that. But I don't know. So with creatine, I never really had any aversion to it personally. But if it's too gritty, I'd suggest maybe add more water or something like that. Make sure it never fully mixed in for me. So even though I'm stirring it quite a bit, it never really absorb. Kind of like Kratom. Does anybody remember Kratom? Oh, it was good. So you had to sort of drink and stir at the same time with Kratom. It was a wee bit like that. But if I'm taking creatine, I'm not going to put it in a glass of water that I would be drinking anyway, and then just occasionally take a sip. If I'm having creatine, I'll fill the glass, stick it in, bang, down it, then maybe pour a glass of water to just have as like, you know what I mean? So I'll do it as part of a morning routine. Go in, stick the kettle on for a coffee. As the kettle is boiling, chuck some powder in a glass, just neck it. Because first thing in the morning, you're quite thirsty anyway. So your body's just wanting to sing it in. But I never really cared too much about the gritty thing myself. So I'm not too sure. Dietitians are better for medical advice for illnesses and diseases, but nutritionalists have good background for nutrition education, apparently. Thanks for the correction there, Carivore. I was just told that one of them are scumbags and you shouldn't go near them. It played at the start of The Last Blind Boy for me. What did Pedropolis? How good is Blind Boy, man? Love it. Oh, the cat advert. The gym in my work is about £60 a year. I should probably sign up again, but work until 7 too often. That's a decent price, man. I need the motivation. Like, I've got that, or well, I think I've got the motivation, I just don't have the discipline. Because I do have that weight set just sitting right there. Maybe I should live stream me lifting weights. I don't think that's a good idea. Really don't think that's a good idea. Similarly, after 2 months of no 10:30, then twice in as many days. No, Mike Almond, no. Thrice. I was on last night. I did a stream about 10:30 last night. Thrice. Somebody doesn't have their notifications on. I stick your notifications on, everybody, because I'm now doing nighttime streams as well, which is kind of cool, if you're into that. When someone's TV is on a lot louder than yours is, and it gives you the shock similar to seeing an ad or an SD broadcast on a massive telly. It's fucked up, innit? And also, Mike Almond, I don't think it's been 2 months, I think it's been 1 month. But you're right, it's been too long. You can upgrade it if you're handy with a soldering iron, but it's a delicate process. Upgrade what if I'm handy with a soldering iron? Because I'm handy with a soldering iron. What is it we're talking about, Bally? I want to know what I can upgrade. What could we be talking about? We're talking about weight loss. We're talking about... Oh, yeah. This is the downfall of my method of streaming, because I'm so far behind in chat. I forget what you're replying to. Oh, right. The MacBook thing. No, it's not a soldering iron you need for that. You can't just desolder the RAM and the hard drives. You need like a hot air workflow station. All that. I've looked at YouTube videos for it. I'm quite handy with a soldering iron. I wouldn't touch that. You need like a reflow workstation and shit like that. Also, the thermal paste that they use isn't like normal thermal paste. So when you're dismantling your brand new laptop, you need to keep the thermal paste that's already in it. You can't replace it, and you can't buy new shit. Like, it is a difficult process. So it is possible to upgrade the RAM and hard drive on one of these Silicon Mac Pros, but compared to how you used to upgrade RAM and a hard drive previously, it's nothing like that. It's hard. So you saw me do soldery projects before, worked on the Mega Drive. I'm all right with a soldering iron. Keep my tip clean, all that sort of stuff. But I don't know if I would be comfortable. Well, I would need to buy about 300 quid's worth of new gear. I would need hot air. You can't do it with a soldering iron. You'd need hot air to do it. And for all of that, I'll just buy a better laptop. Put that £300 into. I'll let Apple do it. I scooped it straight into the gub and then a few gulps of water. No, I don't do it that way, Carivore. I mix it in the cup rather than mixing it in your head. Jimbo juice is something Boris Johnson would mention in the PMQs. Aye. Jimbo juice has got a pure, like early British vibe, doesn't it? Pure colonial Jimbo juice. I don't like the sound of it. Defo paid more than a tenner on bits and bobs to get mine running. Still be worth if I get moving. I forget what we're talking about. Oh, bike stuff. Oh, I get back on my bike, man. How good would it be to do bike streams? Good news, my Glaring Typo Records t-shirt just arrived. Fucking class, Pedropolis. That's brilliant. Ante30 asked my cat what he thinks of Robbie Williams, and he turned away and showed me his arse. I think that's your answer. That's good. Speaking of pets' arses, let's see if I can find this. I need to log in, and I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to just log me in normally. Or do I need to log in separate? Oh, fuck off. Yeah. This isn't going to be worth it. Jesus Christ. So you try to log into things nowadays? It's just hard. And then when you eventually get in... We noticed an attempt to log in your account there. No! That's not the account that I want. Fuck it. I've got a video of my dog barking, and every time she barks, her arse goes... burp, 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 like that. I was trying to find it, and I can't find it because it's not letting me sign in. So that one. Next. And then maybe this. Need to just sign in. That one. I've texted you. Fucking hell, man. Fort Knox. You haven't texted me, have you? Fuck. You haven't texted me? Oh, we texted you. Like, no, you haven't. There we go. There it is now. This is good. Doing a cycling stream would be wonderful, wouldn't it? That would be really, really something. So if we go here, then we go here. Then we go here. Right, let's see if we can find this. It's a piece of art. It really, really is. Where are we? Here, would it be well out of order if I just started tweeting again? Because I kind of miss Twitter. And I never thought I would say that. Because it's a good way of... I've tried different ones and I've just not getting into it, man. They're just not as good. But it's useful for me as like a... Whoa. That's not supposed to look like that. Almost like a diary to see what I was up to. Like, that's when I took the brick out my landlord's chimney to install a hash tent in my loft in order to facilitate the exhaust of resin fumes from my 3D printer. Or that's when I dressed up as a stormtrooper and went to the pub. Or this is when the CEO of Twitch said my username.
1030 raid.
Welcome in, 1030s.
Welcome in, 1030s. Appreciate the raid.
He's a smart guy. Well, no, I think he is a GPU.
I don't know if you can hear
He's
that.
an
I
AI.
can't
No,
hear
he's
it.
Irish,
an AI
Scottish.
GPU.
He's Scottish.
He's a Scottish AI GPU.
Yeah, I can do a good Scottish accent. Check this out.
Anyway, turns out I can't find the video of the dog's arse winking when you bark. Should be here somewhere. That's when I was breathing fire and the wind changed. Anyway, I think this is too far now. I think I've went too far. Let's see. Has anybody spent this long trying to find a video of a dog's arse blinking? I think I've went too far. It's gone now, isn't it? What is this? Alright, aye. Well. Look, I promised you a dog video. Here is Fred getting shot.
We ready?
I like the wee end bit that he does. So he falls down, like that. But then the last step is to just sort of put his wee paw over the other one like that. That's him full down. He added that wee bit himself. We didn't ask him to do that. He does that every time. He's like, he's fucking cool, man. What a great dog. So there you go. I don't really know where that video of the dog's arse is, but it's one of the best things that I've recorded in a long time. That's when B. Dolan came to my house before he spewed in my toilet. I was thinking about that last night. That's an AI representation of the painting that's in the Simpsons living room. No, dining room. Yeah, it's Fred's a wee tiny wee doggy. Oh, Fred's a wee doggy. Ah. I don't have the dog one. Is it this? No, it's just a funny picture here because she looks like she's back on the drink. Buff Bagwell. This was a thing on TikTok. Apparently, if humans put their hands together like that, the dog will just instinctively know and he'll put his hand down. Tried it with Fred. He got it immediately. As soon as we started recording, they started messing about. But first time we did it, he's like, no, and he got it immediately. Then we tried it with Pepper. Yeah, good boy, Pepper. No. She just sat on her hands, man. She put her wee roasting hot arse on her hands. Oh, here, who remembers the time capsule, man? Who remembers the one we'll go to the time capsule, man? Yes, man. Yeah. Here, Mon will all just stop what we're doing, right? Speak to your boss and just be excused. Say that you've pissed yourself or something like that. They'll be like, all right, right. And Mon, like right now, Mon will, here, who's up for it, man? It'd be good, wouldn't it? It would be good. I can't find the dog. Anybody remember that? Sonic CD? It was a bit scary, wasn't it, that cheat? Oh, I remember when New and Improved Chicken came in. That was a good day. Why can't I find the video of the doggy? I mean, it is what it is. I'll find it in the future. Sorry I'm stressing so much about this, but it should be there. This is when I found myself in a magic book from like 1970 something. No, 1880. This guy's me. Guy's got my head. I should maybe do that on stream, shouldn't I? Is that cancelable? I don't think it is. But I'll try that as like a stream thing. Make a wee miniature version of us. That would be cool, wouldn't it? That would be kind of cool. I wonder if I could make a miniature version of like this set, like a wee miniature version of my body, and like put my head through a thing. And seems like a bit of work. Mind Roscoe put it along with System of a Down. Aye, that was good. That was very, very good. Dearie me. I beg your pardon, what in the leaping great joiners was that? Was that footage AI? What footage, Cherry Burns? I don't think I've showed you any AI stuff. What footage? Don't think I showed you any AI stuff there. So a guy fixed a seriously gubbed Xbox 360. He was like a surgeon, dynamite. Voltar is pretty good on YouTube. He can come across as a wee bit condescending. But Voltar is great if you're into console modding, all of that sort of stuff. I am about 10 minutes behind in the chat, but only because I got distracted looking at my own Twitter account. You should get to this bit by 15:35. Nah, 21. Where are we? Linus Tech Tips had a video for it. Says it takes 30 minutes or something if you can get the bits. No, we must be talking about other stuff. I'm talking about upgrading RAM on a Silicon Mac. I watched a video on it last week. Maybe it's a different model. Maybe some models are better than others. Silicon MacBook Air RAM upgrade M1. Sorry if that was loud. Pretty sure it's like kinda involved, man. Let's see. So you take all that bit off. Aye, look, he's got a hot air workflow thing. Like that's a very specialist tool. I've been soldering for what, about 2.5 decades. I've never used a hot air workstation. That's a very specialist tool for like surface mount components. And that's that's not an entry level job. You know what I mean? To do something like that. Especially with how expensive everything is. I wouldn't recommend that you just give it a bash. No chance, man. Like, I sort of know what I'm doing with that sort of stuff. I've modified things before. I've been on the inside of Apple laptops many a time. But this, like, terrifies me a wee bit. Especially if I've already dropped a couple of grand on the computer. Like, alright. What if it accidentally scores that wee resistor right there? Oops. And this here is the thermal paste that isn't really thermal paste. So if you fuck that up or get it dirty or something, you need to watch that. Full thing's a wee bit involved. I think this is the hard drives that are getting removed. I don't know if the RAM's any easier. But this hot air setup thing is sort of involved. And the first time, so you would need to buy a full hot air workstation, which would cost a wee bit. And then you'd maybe need to do a couple of projects before this one in order to get good at using a hot air station to reflow surface mount components before actually trying it on a real chip. And then you've got the difficulty of putting the new chips on and like cleaning it all and putting everything. It just like I'm a hacky type of person. If I can save a couple of £100 for Apple by doing it myself, I will do it myself. But this in particular is a step too far. Like if I was soldering stuff for a living and if I was in a lab with like a reflow station and if I was more confident with this particular type of soldering, then I maybe. But I mean, if you watch a pro do it like this, it looks easy. If my laptop was a couple of years old, right? See if I had a new laptop. Sorry that this transition's not good. If I had a brand new laptop and I had an older one that's just sitting there, like an old M1 that I don't need for my work, I'm like, I could sell that, but I could maybe try and modify it first so that it's a better spec before I sell it. Then I might consider it. But I wouldn't use my main computer that I use for a living to like give it a bash, you know, because like if that goes wrong, you're just kind of fucked. Has anybody done that? Anybody good at reflow solder stuff with hot air? I was looking at getting hot air because I need to replace the capacitors on my PlayStation 1 and I need to replace the capacitors on this monitor and also on a different monitor that I've got. This is broken, that's broke for two different reasons. And replacing surface mount capacitors are tricky because I can't see. I can't see. My eyesight's bad. So, shush. Here is somebody. Is this a PlayStation board? This is his capacitors, right? These are through-hole capacitors. So these are very easy to replace. You just unsolder them, pull them out, put new ones in, easy peasy, right? However, there's surface mount capacitors. Thank you very much, Mossface. How you doing, Mossface? Thanks very much for your Prime sub. Welcome in and how's it going? Sorry that didn't cut to full screen for the bubble blast there. I need to get that fixed. Mossface, wonderful to see you. Thanks very much for your Prime sub. Welcome in. And how's it even going? So this here, if you're just in, we're looking at replacing capacitors on a board. Capacitors in the 90s ended up leaking. So if you've got old electrolytic capacitors in any of your electronics, depending on if they're good caps or not, chances are they might be leaking all over your motherboard, which can cause problems. And so for vintage electronics enthusiasts, it's prudent to replace capacitors that are affected with this issue if you care about something, especially if the thing's 20 years old. The trick is how to replace them. So before you put on the new ones, you need to remove the old ones. And that is a pain in the arse. Some people will replace them just by getting pliers, put the pliers on, twist it and pull. And apparently lots of people say that is quite a successful way of doing it. Just like no hot air, no solder, you just twist and pull it off. Or sorry, twist and push. You push into it as you're twisting. That sounds terrifying for me though, because chances are it might not come off the board cleanly. Chances are it might bring off a bit of the PCB with it. And if that happens, that's a pain in the arse, trying to like reconnect traces and stuff. So there are different methods for removing capacitors. Some people insist that the plier thing works great. I've never tried it. I don't particularly want to try it on my CRT television that I've got here because I don't want it to break. So a lot of people recommend using hot air. So this is why I was looking at hot air recently. So this thing here just scooshes out a very narrow focused jet of air that is roasting hot. That heats up a localized bit on the component, and then after a while you just pull it off. This is somebody just pulling it off with his hands though. And that is also a good strategy. But as I said, that can bring up some of the components for underneath. Oh, this looks cool, man. Look at that for a nice wee LCD display. There are other ways of doing this though. So, but that there would be like a hot air. Oh, look, he's got my soldering iron and my fan. So much as one of them. Much as a Zenny 858D. Let's have a wee look. Because I do have 3 jobs that I wouldn't mind doing with a hot air workflow station, but I just don't have one. So see if I can get one of them. In fact, no, even if it's 30 quid, I'm skint now. Zenny, Z-E-N-Y 8, what are we talking? 58D. Guess how much, everybody? Guess how much? We are talking. It's actually alright. Under £50, £30, £43. It's actually alright. Do you know what? It's actually reasonable. Who dares to me to buy myself a hot air reflow workstation, man? Who dares me to buy that? One will do that, and then I'll ruin my PlayStation. Remember ruining things? One will do that. Sorry, I went off on a wee tangent there about hot air reflow workstations. So you're saying you may go back on Twitter to find the dog's arse winking video. Do you think that's wise? It was a good video, Pursue. My dog's like that will always choose to sit on your feet or you. Aye. Pepper loves getting up on your knee, and it can be annoying. You can be tying your shoelace and Pepper will come up beside you and just like elbow her way onto your knee. She's very forceful about it. And if you try and stop her, she'll be like, alright, fuck's sake. The only time I was robbed was the time capsule. They got my locker key, but I was 10 and it was in 1999, so fuck all to steal. I hope they didn't get your Dennis the Menace fan club badge. Big jobby floating about in the time capsule. I didn't know you were there, Gibbs. Ho ho ho. I implied that you were a big jobby. There are many a jobby in a time capsule. Apparently it's just been done up. I don't think they've got the animatronic dinosaurs that look as cool as the one that I just saw there. I was going to do a bit with a mech costume with me piling it. I'm into it, Mousy. The two folks talking about you being Scottish, the guy with the Iron Man gubbins going over on his face, what are we talking about? I'm replying to some that you've commented on ages ago because I've not been looking at the chat, I'm sorry. James nearly getting to the bottom of the chat, exciting stuff, then watching your favourite CFAX page come around. LTT video is really good, I'll check it out. I didn't realise that a reflow workstation, like I expected them, there's a pair of hot tweezers here, hold on. So it thinks my postcode is G72, which it isn't, so I can show you the page. I thought usually Amazon will dox. So here, you're talking £270 for like solder tweezers. I thought a hot air station would be in that range, but in actuality, you can get them for like 20 quid. I don't know if these are any good, but £20 for, I don't know, man. It's exciting. I'll consider that. If I do get that, that means that we could maybe do a stream where I replace all the capacitors in 3 different objects. PS1, this CRT, the other CRT. I will need to spend about £50 on specialised capacitors. But look, man, I've got 3 jobs to do it. I don't want to fuck it up. I think I should buy a reflow workstation. Don't need to do the jobs right away though. I've got many other things that I need to finish before I'll get onto this. So should I buy it just now? Nah. Don't need it just now. But that's what I should do. Will I then eventually use it to upgrade the hard drive in my M1 Pro MacBook Pro? Nah, because I'm still too much of a coward to do that. But it would be good to use for a... Right. It'll be good for the stream. Fuck it. We're buying a hot air solder thing. There was mind-blowing multi-layer PCB rework video I posted on the Discord a wee bit. Oh, class, Pedropolis. I keep forgetting I've got a Discord. When will all get active in my Discord? Who's into it? See, after the stream today, I'm going to go into Discord and I'm going to see, because there's loads of stuff folk posted and I've just not looked at it because I don't have notifications on. Maybe we should have like a special Discord night or something. We'll all just go over there and hang out and we can watch illegal pirated films. Chameleon says, I've barely soldered anything. I only did the GameCube and Dreamcast mods and nothing much else. It's all I know. If that's possible, now that I'd be able to do it. Nice one. I'm sort of the same. I've only really done through-hole stuff. Not done a lot of surface mount stuff. And any time I have done it, I've just barely got away with it. But hot air would be the solution for what we were just talking about. And I had no idea it was as accessible as it appears to be financially. VFD display vacuum fluorescent. Palace chat, I don't know what that means, but I really like all of those words put together at the same time. Oh, the display that I was just looking at. Here, I think I'll buy myself one of these. These look fucking cool, man. If they're cheap. Use that in a wee project. VFD displays. Look at this, lads. Look at this, lads. Look at all this. VFD display. Thank you very much, Palace Chat. I think this is... No, I thought these were somebody's maybe recreated them using graphics software, but no, these all appear to be legitimate displays. I called it an LCD earlier, but I guess it isn't. It's a VFD. Vacuum fluorescent display. I wonder if you can get generic ones, like 7-segment ones on AliExpress, because look at them, man. Look almost like biological. New tab, AliExpress, VFD display modules. AliExpress. You guys are going to fucking bankrupt me. First I'm down £50 for a air workflow station. Now I'm going to be spending quite a bit of money on VFD display module. Oh, you can get them with I2C Fiverr. Yes, man. Right, hold on. Is my postcode isn't anywhere here, so I can show you them. So here's one here for a £5, and I think that's just dots that it can show. You know what I mean? Because I guess you would need a custom die for whatever it is that you want to do. But then if you want to spend like 80 quid on one, it can do things. I think that's like AliExpress. No, what's it called? Lady Adafruit. Adafruit. Clone. Aye, right, have a wee look at these. Maybe my bubble robot needs a wee VFT display. Cool. I love learning about a new bit of technology. And even if you don't use it for something, see, just knowing it exists, so that in the future, when you try to problem solve something, you can see that as a potential. It's cool, man. Right, what are we talking about? Chat's talking about Palestine. What's going on, everybody? Love when people put new, more powerful chips on synths and give the old analog beasts new features. I think in a parallel life I could easily get into modular synths and all of that and just repairing old synths. But I'm glad I'm not into that because I'm struggling for space as it is. Got a broken PC engine, replaced the caps on it, and it worked. Used a spring solder sucker to remove all the old caps. Class MOSFETs. So I've recapped my Mega Drive, but it was much easier because that Mega Drive was like through-hole capacitors. So you can just look at the underside of the board and put solder iron on it and you pull it off and it's fine. It was a wee bit tricky, but it was alright, I got it done. Whereas this whole hot air method and stuff are for surface mount capacitors that don't go through the board. So if you look at the other side, it's just a blank board. And if you put a solder iron in, it's like, it's all bitty and footery, which is why this hot air method seems to be the way. Mike Alman says, quickly talking himself into ordering one. Aye, man, it's only 30 quid. I say only 30 quid. I don't really have 30 quid. But, you know, that's good. They look great, but they fade in intensity. I see, Palace Chat. I wonder if the fade is to do with direct light getting to it, sunlight or something, or if it's just like, it just fades. But they do look kind of cool, don't they, man? Keir Starmer just suspended 3 MPs for, quote, persistent knobheadery. What? I don't believe that's true. Although nothing would surprise me. Are you sure you haven't read The Onion or something? I don't think he would say that, unless he's trying to be down with the kids. Laxonian says, good rule, finish one project before every major purchase. That's a solid rule. Carrefour says, been trying to find the guy who was fixing an Xbox Red Ring. The traces were so small, it was like a surgeon. It's hard going sometimes, man. Speaking of animatronic dinosaurs, I went to see the ones that were at Cunninger Loop before they moved up to the next stop of the tour, and they were actually pretty good, even if they didn't roar like big cats, rather than make more realistic noises. Is that the show? Remember they had the show Walking with Dinosaurs? And you would go into your local arena and you would a big T-Rex thing would come out. I don't know what the Cunninger Loop ones are, but that sounds cool, man. I like animatronics. That tickles all my bits that I like to get tickles. Cherry Buns is referring to the Sushi Dragon clip you showed on your Insta. Oh, aye. But now I forget what Cherry Buns said about it. We need a better way of communicating, don't we? Ollie, this chat system isn't that good. What's the thing that you said about something? Right. All right. So why did I ask you what the thing that you said about this was? Right. Right. All right. What was it you were talking about again? Talking about like losing weight at McDonald's? No. It was about the VFD displays. No. It was about a dog's arse blink. No. It was about... No, what was it again? Every day, man. Every day. Went to the Discord once. Shite. Right. We're not making that a meme. See that whole watched them once shite? It's funny. It is funny. But we're not making that a meme here. I'm putting my foot down. That person on Reddit isn't getting any power in here. It was funny. We've had 24 hours, right? We've had 24 hours of watch them once shite. I will give you 2 minutes. Anybody in chat wants to get it out of their system, I've watched 1031's shite, right? You can say it in chat for the next 2 minutes. See, after that, cut off, right? Forbidden patter. We're not having it in this chat. It'll get to my head. We're not giving that person on Reddit power. Cut off, man. Cut off. It's not a meme. Denied patter. Forbidden patter. Thank you for listening. Dolan, how you doing, Dolan? You're just a blank board. Welcome in. What's happening, B. Dolan? How you doing? I hope you're having a good wake-up time, whatever you're up to. The old VFDs are quite expensive and custom for each job. I could imagine for all the old synths and hi-fis, because I'd imagine the graphics on it needs to be exposed or printed or cut or however it's made bespoke. So it's not as if you could easily drop one in and one out. The VFD displays look pretty cool, man. Ali have nice VFD clock kits that run on ESP32s. Aye. This is cool, man. I need to make time to look into those e-ink displays as well. Like, you know, the Kindles. I've not played about with one of them. I wouldn't mind a shot at one of them. Remember when you fixed the camcorder? Camcorder's the only thing that I've broken without... And I didn't even do that on stream. I was just pissing about myself. Camcorder is the only thing in the past sort of 15 years that I'm working on it and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. And I just binned it because I've got an identical camcorder. So I think that wasn't my fault. That was the fault of a dodgy board that I bought. So I opened it all up, installed the board, didn't work, and I just couldn't be arsed putting it all back together. So if I did put it all back together, it would have functioned as it originally did, but I just couldn't be arsed, so I slung it in the bin. Irish Gamer Girl, how you doing? Thank you very much for 11 months. Oh my God, here, what just happened? A minute, what? An anonymous gifter gave 9 subs? Fuck, how come that didn't come up as a hyper mega blast? Goodness me. Anonymous person, thank you for gifting a sub to Julio Hopes, to Venturi44, to J. Creany, to Threep Knight, Spoonie, Katari Links, Alistair44, to Bravestar83 and to Frosty89. You should have get a very extended bubble blast for that. I'm going to give you a couple of manual blasts. I don't know why the extended blast never worked. Anonymous gifter. Thanks very much for all these subs. That's really cool. Thank you very much. An Irish Gamer Girl, thanks very much for subbing as well. How you doing? I watched Tinder. Aye, right. I think that's them come through now on top of the manual blasts that I did, so I'm probably going to be saturated. Irish Gamer Girl says, I watch 1030 all the time, and I think he makes great content. Irish G420 workout. I appreciate that, but you need to put it on Reddit is the thing, so that the AI is retrained. But I appreciate you saying that. Definitely, if we could all collectively just make positive comments about me in different areas of the internet, so that the AI thinks that I'm not whatever it was that it said I was yesterday. Thank you, everybody. Nice Gamer Girl, thanks very much for your an anonymous gifter, 9 bloody subs. Jesus Christ, thank you for that as well. Amazing. Right, the Express. Daily Express is Keir Starmer has unleashed a furious night of the long knives this afternoon, sacking multiple MPs. Persistent knobheadery. First off, fuck a Daily Express, man. These guys are total scumbags. Fuck a Daily Express. See, even the whole imagery of like the fucking this knights and pish. Oh, but fair enough. Yes, my ad block. Look at how easy it is to look because I've implemented Piehole. Keir Starmer has unleashed a furious night of the long knives. No idea what that means. It's probably got origins in racism. This afternoon, sacking multiple MPs ahead of the summer recess over their breaches of party discipline. It's just emerged that at least 3 Labour MPs have been suspended from the parliamentary party, one with one Labour source accusing them of persistent knobheadery. Okay, so one Labour source who is unidentified, a Labour source accused the suspended people of persistent knobheadery, whereas the headline implies that Keir Starmer, when sacking them, told them they were being sacked because of persistent knobheadery. But it looks like the word knobheadery never came from Keir Starmer, but instead, according to the Express, came from just a Labour source, one Labour source, who is anonymous. So this full thing screams to me like just trying to sex up a story. So 3 MPs were sacked. How do we get people to click on that? Oh, persistent knobheadery. So I don't think Starmer said it. I think just somebody that the Express was talking to. Or, well, the Times was... Let's click through at the Times. Aye. Keir Starmer has suspended at least 4 MPs over persistent breaches of party discipline. That sounds more like the sort of stuff he would say. He doesn't have, like... I was going to say the balls. That's not the right thing. He's no the type of person that would swear or, like, in any way be interesting or anything. This guy's, like, cardboard, man. Also, I'm sure he's intelligence. There's a suspicion to him. So where's the knobheadery bit in this article? I don't know. I've lost interest. Where's the bit about knobs? Control F, knob. Here we go. The move will be seen as an attempt to restore party discipline before MPs depart Westminster for the summer, after the Prime Minister was recently forced to U-turn on controversial welfare reforms by his own backbenchers. One party source. So again, one party source said the MPs had been suspended for persistent knobheadery. Well done to the Times for not starring out the word knobheadery. So again, it's just coming through the source, but on Twitter, I'm sure multiple people, because of the slight untruthiness of this headline, will now be convinced that Starmer said to them the word knobheadery. It's interesting how just things are covered in it, how stuff that's quite important. It's like, here's the story of stuff that happened, they got sacked, but here's like this other bit that we're actually talking about over here. And because this whole knobhead stuff, like that's, I'm just concentrating on that now. But over here is the actual real story of like who gets sacked, what for? I don't know. You know what I mean? Interesting how news, coming from somebody who's worked in television news for about 10 years, interesting how certain things are delivered to us. Anyway. Never mind, it was a load of pish for me, nothing worth fretting about. What are you talking about, Cherry? What was a load of pish? Imagine. No, Cherry, what? Then you reply to that. And I'm like, what are you replying to there? Cherry, what are you talking about? And so on, etc. I do need 3 chat windows open, Rhinoceros. Historic chat, up-to-date current chat, and skip to the reply chat. Yes, I do. And also, I need a new one for like mod stuff, because right now I can't like time anybody out and things. I need to redo my whole chat experience. Kevin says it was called The Lost Kingdom and basically filled the park with animatronics and built cordon off path through, so you could only go through one way. It was a decent experience on a Saturday with it being bright and sunny. It was a good walk. That sounds like a great day out. Rachel and I are looking for stuff to do. Last weekend, we're like, right, we're both off. What do we do? We're just like, we don't really want to go to the pub. Nothing really on in the cinema that's any good. Just like, what is there for people to do? So we didn't do anything. We could go to the park. We go to the park all the time, man. All the time. So some of this would be good. So is this still on? So it says Glasgow, Secret Glasgow. The gates of Glasgow's prehistoric dinosaur land are officially open. Grab tickets at the newest walking trail, The Lost Kingdom, which invites you to get up close to huge animatronic dinosaurs. I'm into that. Secure your tickets, limited time only. Well, if it's limited time only and this was on the 2nd of July, if it's limited time only, how limited are we talking? Get your tickets today. Right, see, in case that shows me my credit card number or something, I'm just going to minimise it. Oops, we love the experience, but no tickets are on sale at the moment. I guess I missed it. Guess I've missed it. However, remember I was saying earlier the Robbie Williams advert obviously isn't tailored to me because I don't have a cat. Turns out they do know what to tailor to me, and it's something called The Empire Strips Back. Have you seen this? The Empire Strips Back. We're clicking on that, man. What's this? The Empire Strips Back is a burlesque parody. Is the hit burlesque parody that's previously sold out in cities all over the world. The show will transport you to a galaxy far, far away. Don't miss out. That's mad, isn't it? I don't know if you saw this bit as well, but it's just like sexy stormtroopers. I don't know if I'd be into that. I like stormtroopers. But I've got a stormtrooper armour upstairs. But like, I'm not like in a sexual way. So I like stormtroopers. And I like sexy stuff because sexy stuff's cool into it sometimes. But then I'm not too sure about the. And also, I think what would really take me out of it would be the accuracy of the helmets. Because I'd be sitting there like, well, that's a Dawn Post 1997 fiberglass replica. It's not, but that one over there looks to be vacuum formed from maybe Shepperton Studios or something like that. And pretty sure the rest of the armour there isn't screen accurate. I think that would take me out of it. But what a fun thing. I think Rachel might be up for that as well. Anonymous gifter, I really appreciate the gift subs. Thank you very, very much. And sorry you didn't get an extended bubble blast. Sorry about that. I appreciate the 9 subs. Fucking cool, man. Fill a sink with bubbles and immerse your head in it for at least 1 minute is penance. Dearie me. It's awkward because they can't complain either. Exactly. Because you're anonymous. And then if somebody does come out and be like, aye, that was me and I wanted a bubble blast, I'm like, was it? Ding you, because it's anonymous. Thank you very much, anonymous person, seriously. Sorry you didn't get your extended bubble blast. I will look into that. William says, keep up the good work. There may not be many people watching now, but later you're going to have loads of fans. William says that on YouTube. Keep up the good work. There may not be many people watching now, but later you're going to have lots of fans. William, I'm currently streaming on Twitch. So there's enough people on Twitch. But if you're watching on YouTube, you might think I'm just sitting talking away to nobody. I'm multi-streaming, so I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm also streaming on Twitch right now as well. So if you see me, look, there are actually people here. Look, see, there's some of them. Look, these are the Twitch people. And if you want to join in to this chat here, this is the chat that I'm reading. If you want to join into that chat, get yourself over to twitch.tv/1030, and it's twitch.tv/1030. And it's very important that you do that because I can monetize you there because I run adverts and I've got like a subscription thing and you can chuck me bits and stuff. Can't do any of that on YouTube. So very important, very important you come over to twitch.tv/1030. Thank you. But thanks, William, for giving me a wee bit of encouragement there. That was nice of you. Nice one, Roger. I'm not going to comment on the Prime Minister's decapitation because that might get me taken off of those platforms that I've just mentioned. Persistent knob-headedry in this case seems to be not just following the party line and actually standing up for their constituents and agreeing when they make bad decisions. Aye. Keir Starmer supports genocide and he was formerly a human rights lawyer. Absolutely fuck him, man. Fuck Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer has made it illegal for me to protest that we are funding war crimes we're funding and anyway. I'm not going to get the mood down. But we are complicit in what Amnesty International says is war crimes. We're complicit in it, and he's promoting all of that, and he's made it illegal for us to protest about it. So absolutely fuck the guy, man. Where's all the folk talking about free speech now? You know what I mean? Guy is suspicious. We had a chance to divorce ourselves for this in 2014, and we didn't take it because we're shite bags. But anyway, actually that's a different horrible event, but similar. Night of the Long Knives was a purge of high-level Nazis in the 30s. Kristallnacht, or Night of Broken Glass, was a pogrom against Jewish people a few years later, but yeah, very close and rooted in the bad stuff. The Express, I've noticed, seems to like hint to stuff like that, or use arcane terms. Like, remember the woodpile comment that Johnson used? Do you know what I mean? Very much in the same vibe. I love the reporter voice. Thank you, Ribbon FM. I could be a TV presenter, easy peasy. In Scotland, they voted to protect disabled people. Better everyone talks about Knob Headery than they were sacked for that. Exactly. So the story is, MPs were sacked because they voted to protect disabled people. So how do we spin that story, report the story, but get people talking about something different? Pretend that they were called knobheads as they were sacked. Well, we can't say that he called them knobheads. I will just say that somebody called them knobheads. Well, we can't just say somebody. We'll say it's your source, because the press, you know, you've got confidentiality for source. Aye, you're right. So we can make anything up and just say that a Labour source told. Aye. All right, cool. Into it. Get it printed, man. I've heard it's actually quite good as well. A pal told me. I had no idea what we were talking about. Oh, the Empire Strikes Back. Brilliant. There has to be a phallic lightsaber joke in there somewhere. I want to come up with loads of film burlesque pastiches now. I'm really surprised Disney have let them do this, because it's very un-Disney, isn't it? Empire Strips Back. Quite like it. How much are we talking? It says join the wait list. So I would bet they don't even have a venue yet. But that's kind of cool. Tutankhamun's immersive exhibition. Who knows, man? Anyway. Wonder if Han shoots first. That's funny. It's funny. That's wholesome. Was it, isn't it, Carivore? Thanks very much for your encouraging comments, William, on YouTube. I appreciate that. Imagine you're actually just sitting saying all this stuff and we weren't here, though. Aye. Sometimes I wonder, is this a big hallucination? Have I finally lost the plot? Anyway. Spogger says, I didn't even know you had a YouTube. For the longest time, I was streaming to 5 different places. I was streaming to Twitter, but I don't stream there anymore because Elon Musk did 2 Nazi salutes back to back. I was streaming to Twitch, which I still am. I was streaming to TikTok, but I don't stream there anymore because somebody reported me for bullying. I don't know what that is. And I can't figure out how to... I'm like, so I have no idea how to see the comment, or like, I've never DM'd anybody on TikTok. I've never replied to anybody on TikTok. I don't use TikTok. So I don't know where that comment, but I think now I can stream on TikTok. But I still do YouTube vertical and YouTube horizontal and Twitch at the same time. But Twitch is the best one. Twitch is fantastic. Highly recommend you come over to Twitch. But I want to know what that thing is. I want to be able to appeal. I think it's some bad faith actor who's just put that to try and get me off TikTok. No idea. Genuinely no idea. Can't remember bullying anybody. Yeah, Non-binary says no, he made it illegal to support one specific group. No, general protest in general is made illegal. Remember the Sarah Everard, all of that stuff. You say wrong words in the wrong order, you can actually get done under the anti-terrorism laws. Imagine I get done as a terrorist, man, for saying that Israel are conducting a genocide according to Amnesty International. Anyway. And the way they've enforced it with one group, they've opened the door to just use the same heavy-handed rules against everyone. That's how it works. Anyway. Stop being a bully. I'll try. Pathetic prats can't admit they messed up, so carry a grudge for... I don't know when. Hi, Hammy. Welcome in. How's it going? You've hallucinated the past 3 years. It's been 5 years. You're unconscious in the loft after being overwhelmed by printer fumes. I think that's probably the case. I hope I'm warm. No protest is legal, but heavily restricted. It's important we have these discussions to be accurate. Well, a very important part of democracy is being able to protest and being able to hold our rulers to account for certain things. So this happened before the most recent thing where they were clamping down on UK protest stuff, and the way they got people to support it was because a lot of folk got disrupted with the Just Stop Oil. And Just Stop Oil were, stopping ambulances and things like that. And so then they restricted our protest rights. But then that means now that people who are protesting against genocide, for example, don't have as much freedom to do so as they did do this time 5 or 6 years ago. I think I'm right about all of that. I might be wrong. If I'm totally off the mark, somebody please correct me. But that was my understanding of it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But I want to be accurate about this, so if I'm wrong, non-binary, please do let me know. Roger says, no way, my TV turned off as soon as you finished that sentence with the words Amnesty International. They're trying to silence me, Roger. OMG's caught up, exactly. Also, most of it doesn't apply to Scotland except the prescription. All right. Interesting. Hammy, what do you think of Pirate Software, the Thor guy? Do you know about all of that? From a game developer's perspective, what's all of that about? But that's in England and Wales, there's no Scotland. That's brilliant. So we can just protest against genocide without threat of being arrested? Fucking Scotland, man. Yes, man. Yes. NathieXO, how are you doing? Thanks for being cool. Thank you. Thanks for being cool about me being cool. NathieXO, thank you very much for your Prime sub. I hope you're doing good. Please Scotland arrested someone for wearing a t-shirt with something like Take Action for Palestine. Aye, I think I remember seeing that. Anyone who thinks this isn't a thing in Scotland isn't paying attention. Yep. And yet on Buchanan Street, probably right now, definitely a few weeks ago, there were Friends of Israel stalls there, campaigning, actually organised paid people to spread propaganda about all of that. So, don't know. I'll look into it. What would happen if we all gathered legally, peacefully, and in an organised fashion in George Square, for example, and protested against the violence that's currently happening in Palestine towards children illegally? If we all protested that in George Square just now, would we get arrested in the same way that we would if we chose to do that in London? I don't know. Maybe as Scottish people we should lead the way. Maybe we should use our right that others don't have now to... maybe we've got more of a responsibility. That's interesting, isn't it? There's a project in this. Anyway. My phone has just told me that B. Dolan has went live. Ditto John Sweeney shouting about Kneecap too. John Sweeney against Kneecap? What's he saying about Kneecap? John Sweeney's so disappointing, isn't he? We had fucking Sturge, man. Sturge was amazing. And he just lied all about her and stuff. And now we've got that guy, and he's like... Hammy says, we try to keep up with the Pirate Software thing. I'm not 100% what the beef is, to be honest. You introduced me to him, actually. I see. I think the beef's all just drama. I don't actually think he did anything bad. I think he came up with an opinion that people disagree with. And so they tried to cancel him as though he's done some horrible crime. But I think at worst, he was wrong about something. To be exceptionally clear, it's absolutely illegal to be a member or show support for the group known as Palestine Action. And for the FBI agent watching, I'm not supporting them. I'm just saying that it is illegal to say that I support that particular group. I see. Because of the bill that went through Palestine Action and then 2 actual terrorist groups. That's right, isn't it? So Palestine Action, who are apparently good guys in Minecraft, and then 2 like ISIS level terrorist groups all get pushed through in the same bill, didn't they? Because of dodgy, dirty tricks. It's fucked up, innit? If the police are arresting people for any sentence that involves the word Palestine in action beyond the proscription, policing, protest and expression, the big thing about it is what constitutes support for Palestine Action is basically they can make any statement in favour of stopping genocide as a statement in support is intentionally poorly phrased. It's mental we are in a situation where it's illegal to oppose genocide depending on how they feel on a particular day, how they can spin your words. I can't think of anything that is more clear-cut ethically. I want to know the history of our relationship with Israel and why, like, just because they're an ally. I don't know, man. They must have some fucking dirt on somebody or something. I don't know. It's really hard to make sense of without becoming conspiratorial and just making things up. It's fucked, man. It's absolutely fucked. I think with the pirate, his take on Stop Killing Games was an opinion influenced by where his money comes from rather than right or wrong, mostly drama. Aye. On YouTube now, the Pirate Software, there's thousands of videos getting pushed at me as to like, oh, he's evil and all. I'm just like, it's boring, man. It's just nothing. Not up to date on all the Pirate Software drama either, but it seems like he got too popular too quick and people don't like that and he'll find anything to tear him down. The internet is scary. 100%. 100%. Total witch hunt. And he might be wrong about certain things. And also he might be an arsehole as well. In terms of just like not doing bad stuff, but just I don't think he's an arsehole. He seems alright. But it seems like a coordinated witch hunt. And it's okay to disagree with people. It's okay to have a different opinion with somebody without wanting to cancel them. You know what I mean? It's interesting. It's because Israel were not on the Russian side in the Cold War. Well, didn't the UK sort of invent Israel? So Israel as it currently exists doesn't really have anything to do with Israel in the Bible, does it? It's like a geographically maybe a different place, I think. I might be making that up. But didn't, who was it? Was it something to do with Robert Maxwell? Said that Israel's creation was so that they could have their own Ulster in the Middle East or something like that. I'd really want Adam Curtis or somebody to be like, right, here's what's going on. Here's a big hour-long thing so that you're all up to speed. I'll be like, right, cool, cheers. Because it's fucking hard to make sense of. I'm like, why is it illegal to oppose killing these babies? Don't know, man. Can't make sense of it. Pirate Software says that he can code, he can't, like, objectively, he's a shit coder. Well, I mean, he's releasing games. He never, in all the stuff that I've saw, said that, oh, I'm a great coder. It was always to do with security and, like, InfoSec and stuff. That was his position in Blizzard, wasn't it? Or wherever it was that he was. He was never claiming to be a champion coder or anything. And also, his justification for having poor code in some examples that people have posted online is because he's using a legacy version of Game Maker where certain coding stand. So I got as far as that and I'm just like, this is boring, man. Like, even if he was bad at coding, which is like debatable, even if he was bad at coding, why are folk going after him and like trying to ruin his life? Like, imagine he is genuinely bad at coding. Like, just watch somebody else then. Just don't watch a guy. As Scrooby as Pip said, we may not be for you and that's fine. Don't know, the internet's a bit fucked, man. I just don't like seeing a pile-on unless the person really deserves it. And by deserves it, I'm talking about assaulting somebody or being a actual evil baddie. You know what I mean? But anyway, I don't know. It just seemed like a lot of hot air, and then I got close to it, started reading it, and it was fuck all there. Seems a wee bit infantile. But I don't know too much about it, so I might be completely wrong as well. I don't want to get myself cancelled. Might be completely wrong. But I want to see like a screenshot or something that he did or said that makes me dislike him. So far I haven't seen that. But there you go. He absolutely brought this on himself. I defended him for the past 10 months or so. Well, I'm not defending him. I don't know him well enough to defend or go after him. But I'm just like, I don't know, man. The Brits sent the black and tans over to Israel. Aye, that's right, Rachel. I heard that on Blind Boy. The mad squad of just badgins. Basically want a vassal state to control the Middle East. The Zionist project existed long before World War II, I see. It was raised in Hungary in 1800s. Of course, it goes back further, but that's the modern form. Feels a lot of people are forming opinions on pirate software based on YouTube videos. It's cool we're having two parallel conversations. One of them's very serious, and the other one's like, people are taking it seriously, but it's like, you know, it's interesting, isn't it? His code gets him as far as it needs him to go. Exactly. He's a one-person developer. My code isn't great. I can't code. Nobody's coming after me for having bad code. Just a fucking Twitch streamer, man. Guy's just going on Twitch, isn't he? He's not a public worker. He's not using taxpayers' money. See, if people don't want to watch him, just there's billions of other folk on there. He's not like somebody like Asmongold or whatever who will say transphobic stuff or, you know, will actually have bad ideas. The biggest complaints for pirate software I can see just now are people don't like his voice and they don't like the way he codes, and because of that we should go after him. Also, he made a mistake in World of Warcraft once. I'm like, is that it? Did he not say like something racist or something? No, he didn't. Alright. Did he maybe like assault somebody at a party? No. He's just... He was bad. He caused somebody, his teammate, to die in World of Warcraft. Is everybody alright? Are you alright? Because like the other news stories are, you know, genocide, Waynes are being killed and all of that. Like that's what's going on over here. Over here there's somebody can't code, but he says that he can code, and I'm like, ah, there must be something more to this story. I just can't see. Maybe it's just, it's not for me. Maybe it's just that whole thing isn't for me. But I don't like how dangerous this whole witch hunt shit is on the internet. Like, to really try and ruin somebody because he's not coding as well as they want him to. What is happening? What is happening? Anyway. I hope now that he doesn't actually come out as a genuinely bad guy. And I've been I've been sitting here like, what's going on? Imagine tomorrow it's found out he did all these horrible things. I'd be like, whoa, alright, fuck. I don't know, man, he might be a baddie. But I want to see a screenshot or a thing where I'm like, right, aha. But I just couldn't. Got to the point I was reading it and I'm like, this is just drama. It's immature streamer pish. It was making me sort of roll my eyes a bit, and I remembered I'm approaching 40. Hammy asks, what is being a good coder? I'd argue that any coder that can't code multi-pipeline assembler isn't a good programmer. Aye. Hammy, he's using Game Maker Studio. Why isn't he building his own game engine? He calls himself a good coder, he's not building his own game engine. And even if he did build his own game engine, what operating system's that on? What, he's not built his own operating system, he's using Windows? Oh, so he did build his operating system? Aye, but what processors run? He's got an AMD processor, what, he didn't make his own processor out of fucking sand and magic? I think if the internet don't like somebody, they'll go after him for his voice or fucking whatever else, regardless of what he does. And it seems weird that that's happening. And I think a lot of people have got a financial incentive for that to happen, because right now there's this drama with this streamer. So they're all, oh, what is it? Type into YouTube, pirate software, what is it? And then all these videos are coming up with, here are like this guy. And all the videos on YouTube are like really unflattering screenshots that they've taken of his face, like half blinking or whatever. They've upped the saturation. It's a fucking hit job, man. It's an absolute hatchet job. See if he was wrong about the gaming thing, stop killing gaming. See if he was wrong about that. He's wrong about it, isn't he? He's not like, he doesn't deserve to be killed, or... Do you know what I mean? Don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about it. Don't know. Just seems very sensitive to the whole witch hunty stuff, because I've had a slight done to that in the past myself, and it doesn't feel good. I don't mind a witch hunt if you're going after like a predator or something like that, then aye, okay, fair enough. But because somebody used a switch case statement rather than an if statement, or whatever the fuck it was, doesn't mean that he needs to be demonetized and like hounded, man. Because that stuff fucking wrecks your head. Can't fucking top himself. I think the main issue is game ownership, and removing games that people have already paid for is really important. It is really important. And people that want to support it absolutely should know that. I think it's the arrogance and never admitting any fault on his part that rubs people the wrong way. I don't know. I was trying to just make sense of it. I guess it's just vibes based, innit? People have got bad vibes towards him rather than a black and white thing. And maybe it's my autisticness that isn't in tune with vibes is why I don't fully understand what's happening. I'm not saying he's a good guy, don't know him, he might be a dick. But the witch hunt thing just seems poor. Like, a witch hunt on... There are multiple streamers on Twitch and on Kick who deserve to not be allowed to stream because they've said horrible stuff about marginalised groups or hateful stuff or fucking whatever else. Like, go after them? Don't know. Just seems weird. Anyway, to a lot of yous, you won't give a shit about this because it's boring stuff and you don't know who I'm talking about. So I won't talk about it much more. And to some other of yous who's maybe following it closely, will be sitting there right now thinking, nah, 1030's wrong about this one because I know about it, and maybe I'm wrong about it, so I probably won't continue talking about it in case I am, in which case, respectfully, you know, let's us still be pals and all that, keep subbing, thank you. But the full thing just seems a bit weird, man. I've been following the whole Pirate Software sketch. It was unwilling to accept the actual reason of why the Stop Killing Games initiative exists. After that, most people forgot about the Stop Killing Games, and then big YouTuber like PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye started talking about it again, and due to that attention, he has been shitted on, but it has been valid. He has made claims about his work history, which hasn't been true or reflective of his abilities based on experience. I want to see it. But thanks for filling me in, Bally. Could we not project a loop of the film District 9 on buildings as protest? You're getting into legalities there, pursue projection, private property, technology, need a generator, all that stuff could get confiscated. I think people collecting and just calmly protesting, non-violent, and just lots of people is the best way of doing it. He was very abusive towards the guy who ran the campaign too. Really? Eat my ass. Eat my entire ass. All of that stuff. Okay. I don't know about a lot, but I think he was against the Stop Killing Games movement. I don't know a lot about that myself, to be fair. It's all the tetriary nonsense that's just drama farming. It seems like streamer drama stuff rather than some... You could argue that he got Stop Killing Games cancelled with a pile-on. He denies any of that while there are receipts. Hello, Quarantine Girl, how you doing? Not sure what he said, though, if whether it was right or wrong. Same here. I'm just like, what? There was a YouTube video of a guy, and it looked sped up, and he was saying that you should hate pirate software. And he was actually calling for it to be hated. Let's see where this is. Bam, 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 boom, bam, bam. This guy, man, who are you? The guy's speaking as if he's on coke or something. It's really fast. So who's this guy?
Hate pirate software. You shouldn't just... You should hate pirate software. You shouldn't just merely dislike the man or simply disagree with his opinions. You should hate him and everything he stands for and represents. I don't necessarily want this video to be just a laundry list of everything bad he's ever done. Not just because that would be a very long list.
It's been sped up or something, doesn't it? Like, this is a pile-on. You should hate this person.
But because that would only be half the point anyway. Sure, you could mention Pirate Software's years and years of self-aggrandizing based off his nepo hire do-nothing former job, or how he treats literally every...
You're all worked up, mate. Just tell us what the thing is. Show us the thing that some cunt's done that's bad. Instead of telling me what to think. Don't tell me what to think. Show me something and I will think that myself.
He publicly interacts with, from his peers to his collaborators to his fans.
Show me that then. Show me the bad thing that the man did.
With absolute condescension and contempt. Or you can mention how most recently he...
Contempt? You started this video by saying that I should hate somebody. Talk about contempt.
Inserted himself into a consumer rights campaign to just be a fifth columnist wrecker, lie a whole bunch about the movement itself, and refuse to apologise for what he's done. You could mention all that, but I won't. Because you shouldn't...
You just did. The video's nearly finished. You've just mentioned all that stuff. That's actually the only thing that you've mentioned. You've mentioned it for the past 42 seconds. You have mentioned all that stuff.
Wrecker, lie a whole bunch about the movement itself, and refuse to apologise for what he's done. You could mention all that, but I won't. Because you shouldn't have to keep track of every single thing someone like this has done. It doesn't need to be...
Alright, so don't look into the things that he's actually done. Just trust me that you should hate him.
Job or my job to maintain a complete record of every single slimy thing
Just show me one thing that will make me dislike him.
someone else has done.
Show me one thing. No, don't worry about it. I can't keep tracking all the things. Just trust me.
All you need to keep in mind is that he's worth hating.
This is a logical fallacy. It's called argument from authority. This man wants me to hate somebody else, and he's not telling me why. And he's setting up a construct where if I'm looking for the reasons why to hate the other guy, built into this is a mechanism to stop me from doing that, because he's mentioned, oh, we shouldn't need to keep tabs on every little thing. This is a very poor argument.
You know it, I know it.
You should hate pirate software. Just, what? I was fucking boring, man. It's just boring. It's really boring, and lots of people are making cash off it. I saw that back when I used to play games with Limmy. People would start pile-ons and stuff because my profile... I'm not comparing myself to pirate software, but my profile was a wee bit higher then than what it is just now. And ever since I've stopped being in that limelight, I don't get any shite for anybody anymore. So I think a lot of this is coming from people who make stuff themselves but aren't as successful as that guy, have got a wee bit of resentment towards him and are latching on to certain things. That video there was toxic as fuck. And if anything, that guy based on his. I've not saw anything in Pirate Software that's made me dislike Pirate Software as much as that one video there has made me dislike that guy. He's telling me what to think. He's offered no evidence for why I should reach that conclusion, and he's actively encouraging me not to look for evidence. He's just like, trust me, hate this guy. Like, you're a grown adult, man. Behave yourself. It's always suspicious when people target the person in an argument. See, if you're arguing with somebody and you can't counter their argument, a dirty trick is to then counter who they are as a person. And that's what happened there. It's weird, man. It's icky. Don't like it. Makes me not want to be a streamer anymore. Shite. Is Thor a good guy? Probably not, man. Nobody's good. Does he have bad ideas about the Stop Killing Games thing? Probably. I don't know enough about it. It's boring shite. But should we be allowed to make videos saying, you hate this person? Like, that there is more toxic than... If he said something that you disagree with, target the disagreement, explain why he's wrong, do it in a compelling fashion. But don't just target the guy because you don't like him. Here, everybody, I don't like this guy, neither should you, okay? Fucking chase yourself, wank. That isn't me being abusive to whoever that is. I'm not getting involved into this drama. In fact, maybe I should get involved in this drama. Maybe a wee bit lucrative. Anyway, Thor's bigger than... He's big and bad enough to defend himself. I'm not defending him. I don't know anything about him. But I'm on the sidelines here saying, this smells like shite, everybody. We should sort of grow up a wee bit here, maybe, eh? Because the Stop Killing Games thing probably has got valid arguments and stuff in it. So let's talk about all of that. Just weird, man. It's just a lot of shite. But anyway, don't know much about it. Try to follow it. Just hello, Balmer. How you doing? I think Stop Killing Games is the worst name for that movement. Every time I saw it, I assumed it was some right-wing, anti-woke trash. But don't ask me what you should call it. First time I saw it, it reminded me of like the Patriot Act. You know. Some like, I'm not saying it's sinister, I don't know anything about it, but I agree with you, Balmer, the branding of it, it's just kind of off-putting. Because the assumption in the name Stop Killing Games is that if you oppose Stop Killing Games, then you are pro-killing games. And that there is a wee bit of shenanigans. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm being manipulated just by reading the name Stop Killing Games. I'm not commenting on that group or anything. I don't know about it. I'm sure I support consumer rights. If I buy a game, I want to keep the game. I probably support Stop Killing Games. If I looked into it, I'd probably support them. I'm purely commenting on the branding just now. Something different, isn't it? Base Embrace, Final Warning, Forbidden Platter. Quite funny though. From what I've seen, it seems like he's lied his way to the top of a lot of different communities, and he's found out. Well, what I want to see is like shows the lies in that. People don't like him, so he jumped on the first real thing they could pin down. Like, show us the stuff. In the news, right, Greg Wallace has been cancelled because he's assaulted folk or whatever. Fucking, there's a genocide happening, they're killing Waynes and it's illegal to protest it. There's lots of mad stuff going on. There's natural disasters happening and people are being killed and displaced and stuff like that. Then Pirate Software's disagreed with somebody, and so I just don't know. Rolljuke says, if you think a streamer is shite or a bit of a dick, can you just not watch them? 100%, man. There's a billion other streamers on the internet. I'm saying this as if I'm supporting the guy. Don't know the guy. But this sort of witch hunt stuff, don't like it. Don't like it. Next thing you know, people will be getting death threats and rust. Exactly, Sorry Hunter. Could be subterfuge. I don't know if it's as clever as that. I think it's just sort of, is it Gamergatey people? That went on. No, it didn't go on. That went on, but a full bubble blast didn't happen. We'll need to investigate why that is. Beneath the headphones, enjoy your bubble blast. Something's a wee bit buggered with the bubble system there, isn't it? Beneath the headphones, thank you very much for the sub. Welcome in. How you doing? Sorry I'm so late. No bother. Just don't do it again. Thank you. Some weird's happening with the bubble thing. Deary me. I don't know the Ross guy. I've not saw any of that stuff. So I keep in mind everything that I've said about this story might be totally wrong about it because I've no read about it and stuff. So I don't know Ross. I don't know anything about Stop Killing Games or anything like that. Which means that I'm unqualified to give my opinion on all of this. Other than like that wee video there. That's not how you win arguments online. Can you change the speed to 0.5 so it's normal? It's weird that he sped up the video as well. Don't know anything about it all, but how does anyone even have the energy to create drama? Stand up for what's right always, but anything unnecessary, nope. I know, like, in order to put all that effort into this, they must be in a really privileged position with no other worries in their life. You know what I mean? To spend that much time. Or, as I said, the cynical side of me might think that they're doing it for cash reasons because their big hour-long YouTube essays about why this guy's voice is rubbish is filled with ads. And this is like a hype story just now. It's not very good, is it? I think we should be better humans. Slop News Network did a 2-part series on the whole situation, which is really good. Is that the one in the thumbnail is like an unflattering photo of the guy with red text saying liar? Because I skipped that because it just seemed a bit biased. Michael Bolton is down on his luck with posts like this. Remember Michael Bolton? Wish.com, Joaquin Phoenix is nothing of substance to actually say. I was hoping for some arguments or something. What makes me filled with despair is, see that video there of the angry Frenchman? I don't think he's French. He looks French. I think he was American or something. But that angry guy there is getting support for putting forward a bad argument. I think that's what's annoying me the most. Is like, it doesn't matter what truth is. It just matters like what the vibes are around things just now. And that fucks my autistic head a wee bit. I think truthness is important, but don't know. It's weird, isn't it? You should hate. Anybody telling me to hate something or something, it's very off-putting. That could be an AI-generated video. I mean, it could be, but I don't know who the person is that was in it. Like, lots of other people are saying that stuff about pirate software. It's not just that one person. Aye, Gibbs, when we'll get back on the Rust, man. It's been ages since I've had the police in my house. I really want to get back on Rust. Ry3D says, I really don't like his attitude towards the situation. All he had to say was that he misunderstood and clarified what he was trying to say a bit better. I've no seen his bit that people disagree with, and I think maybe if I saw that, then I would think more about it. So is there complaints that he was slightly wrong about something but then doubled down? But, right, devil's advocate, see if I was slightly wrong about something but then somebody posted a video like that about me, I'd be like, fuck yous, man. Don't know. I highly recommend Ross's reply to Thor, the guy who started Stop Killing Games. He's very level-headed and not toxic at all. Cheers, Carnivore. It's boring as shite, describes all streamer drama. Definitely, there's never anything good in it. It always comes down to like, oh, they were bad to me in a game. 1030 is studiously avoiding any documented criticisms of his favourite streamer. I would never criticise Balmer. Don't know what you're talking about. 1030 being a bully again, I know. Hope I don't get banned for this platform as well. TikTok ban mysteriously suddenly not so mysterious anymore. Well, I appreciate that getting into Thor's content inspired me to get back into game dev. I can understand the way... Do excuse me. Gonzo, how you doing? Thanks for your Prime sub, mate. Welcome in, Gonzo. What's even happening? Hope you're well, 10:30. Not quite streaming a while. Busy summer months for a painter. Well, I've been not streaming for a bit of the old men's mental health for the past 2 months, maybe. So that's also why I've not been on. But Gonzo, I really appreciate the Prime sub and welcome in. And how you doing? Well, I appreciate that getting into Thor's content inspired me to get back into game dev. I can also understand that his attitude to criticism of any kind puts me off, and I no longer want to see his content or any you should hate style content either. I'd rather just nothing. Aye, his content than hate it all or tell people what they should or shouldn't do. Aye, I agree, Chameleon. As soon as something gets a bit filled with drama and shite, it just loses all the appeal. As we've found out multiple times on this stream before. And a lot of it's just fucking unnecessary, man. Just, like, think of all that energy that's been used, man. All the calories that people have exuded and all this. Even right now, all the energy and time that I'm putting into it, and I'm fucking nothing to do with it. Over, like, fuck all, man. I think Americans call this a nothing burger. Balmer says I got my fucking house kicked in on Rust for being pals with you. Haha. It's all the same shit on repeat. I got my fucking house in real life chapped at the door by police for events that happened in Rust. Hashtag 1030 is innocent. Hashtag 1030 is not a wank at this time. Dearie me. People are the worst, man. I really don't vibe with people sometimes. It's maybe why I'm into dogs and computers. The key is not watching toxic drama farmers, but it can be tricky to find the level-headed folk. Well, Carnivore, the point is, here's a streamer who I've seen some shorts of, and I think he seems kind of cool. He's encouraging people to be creative and stuff. And for a while I thought his attitude towards game dev and encouraging people to be creative and make their own video games and things is along the same lines as like the Adam Savage persona of like, you can make stuff, you can build stuff. And me, as somebody who makes things and streams at the same time, I was looking at this guy as like a model of like, all right, I wonder if I can lift any ideas for him, or for what he's doing with game dev, I could maybe do with 3D printing or something like that. You know what I mean? Because what he's doing well. So that's why I was following him for a bit. Then all of a sudden people started calling him a liar and a fake and a fraud and whatever. So if this guy's there and I think he's all right, I want to investigate why is he a liar and a fake and a fraud. But then I found that the majority of these people are drama farmers. But because I've looked at 2 of the videos to do the preliminary investigation, is this guy a cunt or not? What's he done? What did he do? What is it? He's just been to TwitchCon. Did something happen? Is he a badging? Because I did that investigation, now the algorithm is just feeding me all these hateful videos. Here's why you should hate some guy. I don't like this, man. Don't like this. It's fascistic. The Genocide Museum has got the steps to fascism, and one of them is the whole conviction without trial. And that's sort of part of this. There should be some form of arbiter to be like, is the guy a good guy or a wank? Impartial, third party, taxpayer funded. Good guy, wank. And that third party decides. I don't know how we mediate this stuff, man. It's easy to talk about when we're talking about a game dev having an argument about something that really doesn't really matter, really. But if the same tools we use to communicate and to collaborate and to find out the truth, if we're using the same tools to actually talk about something proper and important as we are using to talk about this, because they're clearly ineffective. Somewhere sort of broken somewhere, I think. It's weird. 1030 is simultaneously strawmanning and gaslighting. I'm going to stop talking because I don't really know much about the actual movement in the first place. I've only saw like that video of the French boy I'm just like, ugh. This all seems very unpleasant. Beneath Headphones is in with a wee bit of good news. Yes, man, Beneath Headphones says, I've passed my driving test and I've bought a car. Yet to drive by myself because I'm still a wee bit nervous. Fucking yes, Beneath the Headphones. That's amazing. Very, very well done. Here, everybody, can you say well done to Beneath the Headphones if you haven't already? It's fucking class. Is the customary thing to do still after you pass your test to go to a McDonald's drive-through? I remember from my sister and all her pals, passed their test, they would go to a McDonald's drive-through as like the thing. Can I just say as well, if I've alienated anybody or if I've just got it wrong with the Pirate Software thing, I apologise. But throughout I've said that I don't know the full story. And also, it's not that important as well. You know what I mean? But what I would say is, the thing I'm trying to get to is, if there's somebody online who you don't like, just maybe don't watch them. That's it. Just don't watch them. People chucked the truth out at the same time they chucked experts out several years ago. Now it's just who can shout the loudest. Aye, the whole anti-expert thing that the Tories put through is a lot of shite. Experts are important. We're sort of post-knowledge in it. Said to Build says Rust updates have looked good. I want to get back into it too. Me too. Oh, is Zaffercakes online? Because I might be playing Rust with Zaffercakes tonight. Balmer, are you about? Zaffercakes wants me to see... No, he's not online. I think he's coming on. Coming on later. Sorry if you heard some audio there. He wants me to see his art gallery. Zaffercakes has created an art gallery in Rust, so I'd imagine if he's on, he'll be on maybe 6 or 7 or something. I've just pulled that out of nowhere. So as long as I'm not eating my dinner at the time, I'm going to go on, I'm going to play Rust with Zaffercakes, I'm going to ruin his art gallery. Completely wrong about the core components of Stop Killing Gaming, unfortunately. I'm going to look into Stop Killing Gaming. But it's basically the problem is if I pay for an MMO, for example, but then 3 years later the servers go down, that's bogus, and there should be a EU consumer right law to stop that from happening, because it is kind of bogus. And then Thor came out and said, rightly or wrongly, some reasons why he disagrees with that, and now people are like, just try to ruin his career because they disagree with him. That's not how discussions should be, man. Like, if he's wrong, target the argument. Spend a long time talking about the argument rather than the individual. Target the argument, not the individual. That's how to have a discussion, how to win, and how to reach the truth, and how we can work together to make things good. And if he's been a cunt at criticism, just take him out it and keep talking about his argument and talk about why he's wrong about it. All he's do is put him to the side. And that's how things work, isn't it? Instead of telling people who don't know about this story to hate somebody. Weird. Just all weird, isn't it? Anyway. Remember when you caught up in chat for 1 minute? This is what I do, Spoggers. This is what I do. Everyone is terrible and it's up to them to prove different. Aye, I think so. Fuck a lot of yous, man. Adam Savage rules, he definitely does. You wouldn't see Adam Savage in a drama like this. Here, Mum will get Adam Savage in Rust, man. Goodness me, Your Worth, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. How's it going? Like some respect to you if you're just in. I'm 10:30, I go by he, him. Your Worth, I've known you for a bit, but I didn't actually know you were a streamer until just now. Let me remedy that by following you. But thank you very much for the raid. How you doing? I hope you're doing good. And hold on, did you just raid me while you're still live? I think Your Worth is still live and has just raided me. I don't know what's going on. But I hope you're doing good anyway, Your Worth people. Welcome in. Follow me if you're not already doing that, thanks. Remember the time you cyberbullied James Watt? James Watt's a cunt. I'm offering no apologies for that. Don't like him, man. You should hate him. Don't clip that out of context. That was a callback to something I said earlier. If somebody clips that out of context to get me in trouble, go fuck yourself. Anyway. Well, that's sort of taking all my energy up into it. And that's what this toxic pish does, man. You read it for a bit and you just kind of feel deflated, and then you're like, well, what's the fucking point of ending, man? And then you put your phone down, you just stare at the wall for a bit in the misery of knowing that like humans will fuck up anything good. Quinn, how you doing? Thanks very much for subbing. Quinn, you're a legend. Maximum respect to you. Thanks for the 36 months. I went to the KFC drive-thru after I passed my test. Brilliant. I'm so delighted Beneath the Headphones has passed his test. That's fucking class. Rust will get us to shut up about drama. Exactly. I've seen some of his recent Rust stuff. It's very good vibes. Magic. Aye, that Yorworth raid's a wee bit weird because Yorworth's like still alive. Also, I'm very glad this isn't the case, but I thought Yorworth didn't like me because I thought they were affiliated with somebody that definitely doesn't like me for some drama that happened ages ago. So to get a raid for Yorworth is cool because I'm like, oh no, maybe I don't really know who they are. But they've raided me, but they're still alive. So now I'm like, did they mean to raid me? So maybe I'll jump on the stream later on, just be like, hey, thanks for the raid, and I'll see how it goes. But thank you for the raid, because that's wonderful. There's certain folk on Twitch who I got on with pretty well, but if I'm in their chat, I'll see somebody, and that person there has like blocked me on Twitter because they read some, similar to the Pirate Software stuff, they read that I was a Nazi, or they read that some pish that isn't true. And it's always a wee bit weird. There's people in chat just now who I watch their stream, and when I go onto the stream, there's a couple of names, and if they're in chat, I won't chat because I don't want to make it awkward for folk. And that vibe just to always have in the background's a bit shitty. And I think all of that's the same thing as the Pirate Software stuff. I'm not comparing myself to Pirate Software. That guy's fucking successful. I am nobody. But I've had a tiny wee taste of like pylons and shit like that, death threats, credible death threats, all that sort of stuff over like fuck all, man, like nothing. And I'm just saying the way we conduct ourselves should be a wee bit better. Unless you're James Watt guy, that guy's rubbish, man. Anyway, but I just puts you in a shitter. Even if you're not involved, even if you're just reading about it, you're here. Do you know what will lighten the mood, everybody? Look, right, we need a refresh, everybody. Not only are we getting a visual refresh by doing something like this, but we'll get an audio refresh as well. Fucking hell. That was a bit of a palate cleanser, wasn't it? It was a bit of a palate cleanser. There we go. Everything's fine. We're back to normal now. Good vibes, everybody. Positive vibes and all of that. Anyway. There are a lot of non-toxic criticisms out there, even moist critical if it's chat with her personally and tries to avoid drama. Right, cool. Amazing. I might be totally wrong. All good, been playing a bit of Dune. All right, Yorworth, how you doing? Thank you very, very much for the raid. Sorry I was speaking about you when you were right there. Thanks very much, sincerely. I think you're cool. Ry3D says, great idea. I hear way too often people putting off going on the motorway when it's literally the easiest part of driving once you get used to it. Aye, they should do motorway in the driving training. What's it called? Lessons. There should be compulsory motorway training because I know a lot of people that have passed their test and just don't know. It's fucking terrifying. No cater cakes, no toxic pish here. We were talking about big streamers. Slightly referencing stuff that happened in the past with just Rust pish, but like it's just boring, man. The thing I was trying to get across is that usually a lot of this drama after a wee while is just kind of like boring. And it's disappointing, man. I'd like to take this opportunity to say at the start of the Dawn gig, 10:30 gave me a wedgie and stole my sweeties, and I would do it again. Rhyme Rhinoceros. Stop your pish. How's it going, Kate? I hope you're doing good. Next, some people are going to claim Oasis are better than Blur. They can do that if they want, but if they complain that the SNES is better than the Mega Drive, then they're fucking wrong. Anyway. Alright, cool. Got you. Sorry, Your Worth, for misunderstanding what happened there. Thanks again for the raid. He's a friend of a friend, but I'm just sad the character has gotten so much negativity. The Pirate Software guy. Kate says, is that why no one chats in my stream anymore? Because everyone hates everyone? Yes. Yep. I chat in your stream. Death threats means you are somebody? I don't know about that, man. I would rather just live a quiet life. Been lots of unpleasant stuff on Twitch over the past couple of years. The good stuff outweighs the bad stuff, but just lots of just... See when... if somebody says a lie, and you know it's a lie, and you've got evidence that it's a lie, you've got screenshots, this guy's said something about you that's untrue, and they're getting traction off it, and it's untrue, and you can prove, because you've got screenshots, you've got DM stuff, that it's untrue. See the resistance that you need to stop replying to that is incredible. But from my experience, the only way to stop all that stuff is like block, man. As soon as somebody's saying something passionate, block, bang, 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 bang. And it requires a lot of restraint to not want to tell people what the truth is. I think that comes from an autistic part of me, like the whole autistic people apparently can be a wee bit hung up on what, like, justice and the truth. And if there's somebody over here lying and getting away with it, that can sort of irk folk. But just streamer pish, isn't it? I was watching YouTube last night, and I'm quite into magic and magicians. There's magician pish on YouTube. So, same guy that covered the previous magician drama, which was quite exciting to watch, actually. They've since deleted all the videos and shit. Like, magician drama is good. It is good, right? If you're not involved, you're like, oh, the fuck. On YouTube last night, there's more drama, right? And no matter what group you're in on the internet, could be magicians, could be musicians, could be cunts playing Rust, could be people doing crochet or whatever. If enough folk are in one group, there was some limit that I remember reading back in the day, some like 20,000 people in the one forum or something. After that point, it's just a shit show. It's fucking a waste. But aye, there you go. Sorry, I need to cleanse the palate again. Man, what is up with me today? Jesus Christ. I wonder if that's because I've lost a wee bit of weight. I can do mental rippers. Wonder if my actual farts sound different. Hello, Sucrose Saboteur. Hey, is it true people outside North America, South America avoid driving more than 40 minutes to get anywhere? No. That's not true. It depends how far away the place is that you need to be. Sucrose Saboteur. Takes about 30 minutes for me to drive to work. If my work was 10 minutes further away, it would take 40 minutes to drive there. Driving to London takes multiple hours. Travelling from like Shetland to Glasgow takes about the same amount of time. How come you're not one of the BBC top paid employees? Not too sure. Couldn't tell you, Katoon. But I also agree that there's a horrible injustice. Also, I'm not a BBC employee. I do freelance work for them. Hi, Candlelight. How you doing? It's good to see you in. And it's good for me to be back as well. Pursue says vinyl versus digital. Go. Okay, digital for discovering music and for finding people that you like. And then if you really like somebody and you want to financially reward them, because musicians don't make any money with digital sales, you buy the vinyl. Buy band merch. See if there's a band and you want them to exist this time next year, buy their merch. Unless they're on, fucking a massive label. Unless you're talking about Taylor Swift or something like that, you don't need to buy her stuff. You can just pirate it. Or do the streaming stuff. Mate, I did one Google yesterday when we were talking about this to check what the petition was called, and today my YouTube is full of pirate software hate videos. The algorithm is killing his, and the leechers are onto it. Dwayne Dibley, I think that's a big part of it as well. That's the reason that I'm interested, is because the algorithm really wants me to hate this guy. And for a while I couldn't find the bit that he'd done, and all I can find is people at hate him. And so that is, I'm not talking about the stop killing games. He might be wrong about it. I'm not talking about he's maybe lied on his resume. I don't think he has. But like all that. My main thing, and the main reason I'm interested in this is it's fucking relentless, man. You should hate this guy. You should hate this guy. I've not seen anything like it, except for folk who've committed fucking sex crimes and shit. It's weird, isn't it? Pedropolis, I don't think B. Dolan's in chat. I think B. Dolan is currently streaming. And I think we're going to raid him quite shortly as well, because Rachel's going to be in soon. I totally get that point. I guess uncertainty of the intended use. Just yesterday I was arguing with Frog, PFP, who's been every type of phobic and bigotry under the sun. Sorry, that was a response to somebody. And I didn't read the original one. There's never been a normal magician. Aye. All magicians are fucking crackpots, man. Magician drama does sound good. I'd love to be privy to that. I'll show you, man. It might be boring unless you know magic, right? But there's this guy called Craig Petty, and he gets himself involved in stuff, man. Magic TV. Craig Petty's Magic TV. His most recent thing is this, right? So this is exactly what I'm talking about, man. So this guy, I quite like his commentary on magic tricks and stuff. He's a sort of likeable guy, right? But he's fucking involved in drama, man. So he's only recently deleted all the previous magician drama stuff to do with another YouTuber called Unbiased Magic Reviews. But they've apparently made up now. They're not enemies anymore. So he's deleted all of that stuff, but that stuff was particularly good. This current drama that he's involved in is against a guy called Yigal Masika, who I've been familiar with his tricks for a couple of decades. He's a big name. If you're a magician, you will know who that guy is. How one man's greed could destroy the future of all magic innovation. You see this thumbnail, man? This here? And this is just the same shit that I'm getting with Thor. It's just like how this one man has ruined his reputation, and you shouldn't listen to him because he's a cunt, and if you like him, you're a cunt. I'm just like, imagine we all just worked together to make nice things instead. Imagine this wasn't competitive and it was somehow collaborative or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just think the world could be a better place. And I think if you're going to go after somebody, like, just say what it is rather than be all fucking, this could ruin the legacy of, yeah. What is it though? Just get to the point. What is it? Get to the point. It's weird, man. It's weird. And so similarly, all of this content is getting made about pirate software. So they will take a very unflattering screen grab where he's in mid-blink, increase the contrast, or they will, I don't know if that is him genuinely crying. I don't think it is. It's maybe that filter. Like, what are we doing here, man? There were more of them of just like literally the word hate. How Pirate Software became the most hated streamer ever. Is he though? I think this is a healthy environment to have discussions about legislation about video games. because I think consumer rights are very important. And I think if we're going to have these discussions, we should do it in some sort of format that isn't slinging shit at people's identity. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this conversation is important, and I think that there aren't any adults in the room. Anyway, sorry, back to it. Good farts today, man. Very good farts today. How cool was that? Right, where am I on stream? Take Rust for instance. Lots of awful people play, but we got to just move on and play with good heart, you know. I hear you. Mental Rippers, B-side hardcore track for Bad Faith Actors. I wonder if there's ever been like a build-up in a track. Like, big fart for the drop. Oh yeah, that could be cool. Somebody please take that idea and make it. There are a ton of emotes that stem from that character. Where do you stop? Just disappointed. Otherwise, I've vibed well in the community. Said to build, I forgot what we're talking about. I don't know what that message means, but thank you very much. Where are we? I'm well behind in chat. I'm sorry, it's my own fault. I've made lots of SID music myself. I've got 3 Commodore 64s up there. I've made lots of Commodore music. I've got all the gear to do it. Millions of people have listened to music that I've made on a Commodore 64. Literally millions. At least 3 million people. So that's cool, isn't it? Or, well, maybe it's only one person that's heard it 3 million times. That was a copy of the Making a Murderer Netflix 2015 thumbnail. Really? So they've put his face on the Making a Murderer? I remember Making a Murderer. So they've used the Making a Murderer thumbnail and put his face on it, comparing him to... What was Making a Murderer again? Was that... No, I'm thinking of the podcast, aren't I? Hey, and... what was that podcast? Serial. Adnan. Anyway, I'm just saying this rhetoric and this meta out of getting views. So this one, top one's got 138,000 views. That'll pay rent. This one here's got 4.3 million views. That'll pay rent for a good couple of months. This one here's got 442,000 views in one day. Like they're making money off it, man. This one's got 1 million views. I forgot my head's over here, sorry. Like they're making cash off this, man. But it seems to be the way to do it. Anyway, the algorithm is so dogshit for humans, though. It just feels like your brain getting sandpapered, man. Moist Pitch you have there. Moist Pit's big hands. I reckon at this point, it doesn't even matter if he exists. The idea of him is enough to make content about him. We should create a fake person for the internet to hate, then reveal it's a hoax. Dwayne, I think you're right. Rachel's going to impress when I perform a few later. If she comes in while I'm still on stream, I'll get her live reaction. Deary me. Mind the guy you came in here and asked if you'd seen James Houston's Commodore 64 music? I do, I'm like that. Seen it, mate? Seen it? Hi, how you doing? I'm James Houston. How's it going? That was fun. I don't know if they were genuine or if somebody just ripping the piss out of me. We're chatting about Frogamote's got you set to build. Cheers. Oh, the magician thumbnail. Right. Fucking Craig Petty. Drama, man. Everybody's just children. It's just fucked. Everyone's fucked. All this energy. Folk angry into their phones and stuff over, like, fuck all. Go after the Holocaust doers, please. Anyway. The Penguin Z1 is well informed. Cheers, Roy 3D. I wasn't too sure if he was a goodie or a baddie, that Penguin guy. Guy with the dark hair. This guy. I'll check this out. I'll give it a go. Because I've seen his face about, but I didn't know if he was a baddie or a goodie. Because you know with these lot, you can't really tell quite often. Because I don't really watch too many big streamers. But I'll have a wee go at that. And as well, thanks everybody for even though folk who disagree with certain misinformed bits that I've might had there, like we've managed to chat through it in like a good, healthy way. Hello, how you doing? That's Rachel in, everybody. That's Rachel in. Destiny as a person, don't like that person. Asmongold seems to be a badging as well, etc. Moist Critical, he's fairly fair. His YouTube channel is weirdly called Penguin Zero. Interesting. I'll give it a wee shot. Give it a wee shot. Thanks for introducing me to this guy. The scene transitions are very Michel Gondry-esque. Mr. Chamfer, this scene transition doesn't... I don't really mean to be doing it just now. However, if you're into this whole style of... for a wee while, I had to chat over here. Doesn't really work, though. But if you're into all of that, there's one man to thank, and that man is called Exeldro. And he was in chat earlier on. Not too sure if he's still in chat. But he is like an elite, super big brain sort of person who makes all these plugins. Hiya, how's it going?
I didn't realise you were streaming, sorry.
No, it's alright. I wanted... Are you alright?
Yeah, I think one of the dogs was either sick or shit at the
Oh,
door. It looks like a pepper.
they've not been barking or anything.
It looks
They
like
barked
it's,
when a postman came.
yeah, it's stuff for you.
Is there shit all over it?
No, it's in the it was in the thingy, but
They picked up your things as well. Cool. I'll
clean that up.
No, I was finishing up anyway.
Alright, cool.
People want to see your reaction to something.
Oh no.
Oh, no, it doesn't
What
matter.
are you- What is it? What are you going to show me?
I've just been doing armpit farts all day,
Okay, I thought you were going to be like...
and for some reason today, man, they're really good. I feel good about it.
Okay, right.
You into it?
I thought you were going to show me something like
Nah.
JFK's assassination.
No, I did that one time.
A guy
time.
does it one time.
And it was an accident. Anyway, check this out.
Okay.
I hope this is good because it's built up a wee bit now.
Like a penguin fart, sorry, because I read that. Armpit fart, stage fright.
Well, now I've got armpit fart stage fright because you
Sorry,
mentioned,
okay, right, sorry.
made me aware of stage fright. Now I'm thinking about stage fright.
Think about farts.
I feel like I built it up a bit too much now. So even if it is good, you'll be like, oh, aye.
Let me hear.
It's like, Mum, look at me jumping into the swimming pool. You weren't looking.
It's like when I do my wee, do you want to see a dance? And you're like,
Aye.
aye.
Honestly, see earlier today, big rippers,
Big
man.
rippers?
Aye.
Right, let me see. I can't do it, so it is impressive.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
I can't totally
No,
do it.
you've got a lot going on.
I've got a lot going on.
Right, let me. A dog, I think, has been sick.
A dog has either been sick or been shitted.
So I'm going to go and
Clean it up.
deal with that. I've got an episode here of Tomorrow's World that I haven't even started. I figured it out at the start of stream as a thing for us to watch. Didn't even get
What did
round
you
to
end up doing?
it. Started chatting about lots of just drama.
Again?
Aye.
One of those drama channels?
Well, I'm trying not to be. I'm sitting chatting shit about the drama channels, but I guess that's how it starts. That's how it starts, isn't it? Dearie me, dearie me. And I spoke about all my spewing that I did last night. I was spewing McGregor. Got food poisoning off a square sausage. Listen, everybody, thank you very much for coming in. I'm away to clean up dog shit. I might be on later on tonight. Zaffer Cakes might be on. He might be in Rust. If those two things are true, I will also be in Rust. Keep it real, take it easy. My name's James Houston, Houston's boosting. But before I go, here's a magic trick. Happy with that one. Happy with that one. See you later, right? All the very best to each and every one of you. Keep it real, take it easy. Oh no, there isn't a button to make raid happen now. There isn't a button for make raid happen now in my new setup, so now I need to... Oh, this is embarrassing, isn't it? Just pure signed off. Oh no. I tried to type in twitch.tv/1030. It took me to Twitter. This is the worst sign off I've ever done. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm frightened. Now I can hear myself. Why can I... Stop. Stop it. Why is raid now greyed out? Why can't I raid now? This is fucking hellish. Oh my god. I raid now? Jesus, fuck. Fuck.